than sand and the seashore, we're more than numbers. All together now. Wake up and live. Wake up and live now. You see one cocoa full of basket. Already you see live big today, tomorrow you're buried in a casket. One cocoa full of basket. Yeah, yes. Already you see live big today, tomorrow you're buried in a casket. Walk together now. Wake up and live it. Wake up and live. Keep on playing. Yeah, yeah. Break it down. Come on now. How's the feeling over there? Wake up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on now. You gotta wake up and live. Life is one big road with lots of signs. Yes. So when you're riding through the ruts, don't you complicate your mind. Flee from hate, mischief and jealousy. Don't bury your dog, put your dream to reality. Yeah. All together now. Wake up and live. Yeah.
We can make a change. We can make a change. Come together. Whoa, yeah. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. My heavens declare Rastafari glory. Haile Selassie manifests his life. Well, now I shall tell of my story, 'cause this story has been lies, yeah. Contradicting themselves in every illustration. vanity. We never seek to acknowledge to the weak and the feeble. You took advantage to do yourself that tolerance because you think we're underprivileged. Now it's time for us to reinforce ourselves. Who's gonna do it for us? None but ourselves. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, you know, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, well, we're always gonna be, you know, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, you know, the victim. My heavens declare Rastafari glory. Haile Selassie manifests his light. Now I shall tell of my story, 'cause his story has been light. So if we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, you know, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, you know, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system.
Do you know what it means to have a revolution? And what it takes to make a solution? Fighting against oppression. Ooh, yeah. Battering down depression. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Are you ready to stand up and fight the right revolution? Are you ready to stand up and fight it just like soldiers? Many are called, few are chosen. Many are called, few are chosen. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. Gotta fight the right fight in this time, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you ready to stand up and fight the right revolution? Are you ready to stand up and fight it just like soldiers? Many are called, few are chosen. Many are called, few are chosen. If you wanna live forever, you gotta love each other. Say you gotta live on forever, yeah. And love one another. Oh yeah. Gotta fight the right fight in this time.
live, 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 live on forever. Love, 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 love each other. We gotta live, 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 live on forever. And love, 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 love one another.
If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, If you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way. There's a place.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection. We are coming to you live from the cool studios of Bess100 FM in Kingston, Jamaica. And can I tell you, the mango tree in the yard is in full fruitage, falling on the ground. We're loving it here. Good morning to those who have joined us on air and online. We welcome you. This is your host, Minett Lawrence. We're going to listen a little bit more to Gramps Morgan. That was my special request this morning because I know that there are a lot of people like us out there and we need to be assured that there is a place for us.
With your heart on your sleeve, and if you're trying to be the change you want to see, if you lay down your life for love so someone could be saved, there's a place for people like you. I heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you. People like you. Streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, yeah, there's a place up there for people like you. Keep doing what you do, 'cause there's a place up there for people like you. Out of many one people we are. He's coming back.
Yes, yes, indeed, it's redemption time with Apostle Clive Campbell, presenting a life-changing, life-challenging message to encourage, inspire, and motivate you towards your destiny. Every Tuesday night from 9:30 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. and on Saturday from 9 o'clock until 10, right here on Bess100 FM. It's redemption time.
I'm standing firm.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all, you can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, at 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call cause trust me.
Waiters, Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Bess100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best FM.
All right, let's do the proper good mornings now that Percival is here. Your host for the morning, Pastor Percival Palmer.
Good morning, Minett.
You like my announcer's voice?
Good morning. Good morning to Jamaica. Wow. I am continuing to seek his kingdom and his righteousness, and all other things will be added unto you. So good morning to those of us who are on the bus in your taxi going about Jamaica. Good morning to all of Jamaica, because I'm seeing people and they're saying to us, "Oh, we are hearing you," like in Westmoreland and in Manchester and some places we thought, Hanover, those places. Good morning to you. But this morning, good morning to the security guards. I have to say a proper good morning to the security guards, because I'm wondering if some of our security guards have responded to this impasse between the ruling in September last year and the fact that people are deterring about it. But you know, as we reflect on, I'm continuing the vein yesterday in terms of the balance that you were saying that we need to have. I keep reflecting on how our Father, when He created us, how He set everything in balance in terms of saying to us, this is how you need to do it, but to continue to walk in balance, you walk in balance in relationship to me. It is your decision as to what you will do with the time you have, the giftings that you have. Will you continue to walk in balance? Because when you do not seek to follow His instructions, you are imbalanced. You become unbalanced in everything, which is why He gave us the Sabbath. After you've worked hard, you need to rest, because you need to recuperate.
Recharge.
You need to recharge.
Refuel.
You need to do all of those things,
keep going.
you know. And then He says, all right, I've set up an order, and this is how it is. I often reflect on this, and even as a counselor, I say to the gentleman, you know, the sign of authority rests with you, but there are 4 roles and functions that you really need to walk in as a husband to your wife. First, you are a priest. Secondly, you are a prophet. Thirdly, you are provider and protector. For most men, it is easy to do protector and provider. But in terms of the priestly role and the prophetic role that you carry as a man in that relationship, most of us disregard it. But we are first called to be priests. We are first called to be priests, and that comes out of your relationship with this God of the universe that has created you. And somebody else put it this way, you need to find your head, because outside of God, you are like a man who is not properly balanced. You are headless. You need to come into alignment with your creator, and that gives to you the insight, the instructions that you need in order to do what you need to do as a man. In terms, and in the prophet, it becomes easy because out of your relationship, you're able to speak to the situation. Because remember, a minute, we are called as word beings. We speak it, which is why when we were reflecting on Moses and God was saying, okay, I'm transitioning you. You see what you are used to, which is your rod, carry it with you. But now, Moses, I want you, when he spoke to him in Exodus, and the children were complaining and says, we're thirsty, you're going to speak to the rock, because I want to return them to how it was when they were in relationship with me. We speak. We speak the things that are not as though they are. We speak out of our relationship with this God of the universe. And so this morning, my encouragement to all of us, ensure that you are in balance, in alignment with this God. Because out of it, then you get all the revelation, all the inspiration you need as to how you should walk. You get all the wisdom that you need. Because we have been speaking out of James. And if you lack, ask God. Because this wisdom will help you to walk in balance, that you don't walk in a way that brings dishonor to you and dishonor to the God that you serve.
Mm-hmm. If you were looking at me sideways, you would see my contemplation, because when we say man, and I know that there was a time when you use the word man, only the men, only the persons of male gender spoke up. But as you spoke to man's role as priest, prophet, provider, protector, it struck me that we have to make sure that persons understand that man in the when God says man, he means all of us. It is not separating one gender from another, because in his eyes
we all become back one.
We are one. And what is interesting to me is when you look at how the under the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, scriptures were recorded, and the genders were quite fluid. Let me use that word. Wisdom is a woman, yet wisdom is Christ. Truth is described in the masculine terms, and the word itself, as you said, we are word beings.
Yes, man.
The word itself became flesh and
dwelt amongst us.
and walked the earth as the man we call Christ. So it's really there's a need for inclusion and just a greater inclusivity when we speak on some of these matters, because those who are listening should never feel that, oh, that's not for me.
No, man.
Any word of God that you hear spoken, that is for you. That is your word. You can get personal about it and say, Lord, I apply this in my life. I associate myself with the promise you have made here. I claim it as being mine, because this body, mind, soul, or mind, body, soul is connection that we speak about, and the need to maintain integrity in all areas of life, not just when you're doing government contract. But integrity when we speak of it, and corruption when we speak of it, the fight against corruption is the fight against any influence which seeks to pull you away from what is the pure, unvarnished, ordained purpose of your life, or the purpose of a thing. Whatever we are looking at, if it is money to be used in a particular way, don't divert it to something that is destructive of the main purpose, and so on and so forth. So when we use words like corruption and it's just to, and integrity, it's just to understand that it applies as like the water, the blood in your veins that nourish every part of your body without any discrimination. We approach the business of maintaining that balance or maintaining integrity or homeostasis, if you are
a biologist. Yes. It come into balance. That's what it is.
Yes, because it functions perfectly
when
it is in balance. So to maintaining that balance in your life, from yesterday I started to look at just how we spend time, because time is one of those fixed. It's one of those fixed factors. There is no doubt that your time is limited, and everything you're doing, if you take too long to do one thing, it leaves less time for the other thing.
Correct.
So as we are looking at how we spend time, we want to be sure that we are achieving balance in how we address the needs of these different parts of our identity. The body needs rest, it needs food, it needs a certain level of care, physical care. The mind needs the same things. It's just that it's in a different form. And the soul, which is the part of you that craves a relationship with your creator, it also needs something to satisfy that craving. We've been talking about how to infuse something for all these three parts into every drop of nutrient that you consume, every activity in which you engage, every relationship that you build. All of the requirements to keep these three parts of you healthy should be given fair consideration when you set about spending your time. So, for example, we tell you, don't spend time on drugs and criminal activities because those are not giving you anything that you need to maintain integrity and good health in the body, mind, soul connection. As priest and prophet in your own life, you prophesy over yourselves by declaring things. We started declaring things over Jamaica, and I am heartened, greatly encouraged to see some of those things. Percival, in a year and a half of being here, we're seeing things manifesting, and I don't have to rub my eyes and look again. It's real. Other persons are seeing it. So you can prophesy over your life, over your circumstances. Now, of course, the word prophet and the act of prophesying is a very spiritual activity. You can't just get up and start prophesying. You must have a source.
You must be
what you prophesy is drawn from the source of the provision of good things, and begin to establish your connection with your creator, who has an unending supply of good things and blessings, the infinite
source.
Tap into that, maintain that connection, and begin to pull things from it into your own life. Just the other day, a lady was saying to me, in her household of, I think, 3 children and husband, so that's 5 of them, during COVID, 4 of them got sick. She was the only one. She said every day she spoke to her body, I speak health. I speak well-being. I refuse to be sick. She nursed everybody.
She had to nurse everybody, so she couldn't
her
be
husband was even hospitalized.
Yes.
So she credits it to
what she was speaking.
To what she was speaking to her body. And not just speaking it as empty words like you get up in the morning and
faith.
she
Rapha,
believed
my God,
it.
is my
she
healer.
believed it. You reject sickness. You start to get a little something creep across the threshold. Oh no, you jump all over it and you banish it.
In the name of Jesus.
But understand that faith without works is dead. So she must have been
doing some
guarding her immune system and so on.
You know, the story is told and in the early 1900s in South Africa, there was malaria. One of them things was just killing persons. And there is a man of God, and he said, "You're not coming near me." And so he says, "Let me show you how powerful the virtue that is in me is flowing." And he says, "You take a sample of somebody who's sick, take my blood, examine it under the microscope, and then put them together and see what my blood does
Will
to
do.
it." And
For the court, medical doctors were filing claims against her, asking for her to be prosecuted for practicing without a license.
Because she was healing.
Because she was healing people. And she was actually tried. It came before the court at least on 2 occasions. On one occasion, the judge threw it out because the witnesses they brought, it showed that she was not collecting money.
Right.
2, she wasn't saying they were healed. The people were saying they were healed.
So
and she was never, when they went over the records of what she was doing, she was never praying for people to be healed. She was praying for people's sins to be forgiven and for them to open their hearts to God. And that was the prayer. As a consequence of her prayers, they were healed. People were jumping up. And let me tell you, the imagination of man, and here we talk about how people read and what you remember of history and so on, and even the transference of knowledge from one generation to the next. We say that we behave as if some things are new because we tend not to forget what we tend to forget what went before. But it's the same things on a repeat.
Now, let me tell you something.
On a repeat.
Because even for me personally, I remember this lady came and she says, the doctor them say me have lupus. He said, I'm an elder in the church, and the word of God says, you call for the elders, they anoint you with oil, and you pray for them. And so she came and she showed me the report and says, they are saying I have lupus. And she was scared, and I says, well, I can't tell you, I only know one thing that I can do for you.
Yes.
And that is to anoint you with oil and to pray for you. And she brought it, and we prayed for our church. And I said, go back to the doctor. Make them run the same battery of tests upon her. And she come back and said, them no find, there's nothing there. And she was good in her body. And I am saying to people, I am saying, God, if God, you be real, let everybody else be a liar.
Yes, let God be true and every man.
And so I pray for people, and I believe with all of my heart, that's what the word says. He is Jehovah Rapha, the God who heals. And that comes out of simple being in relationship, reading what the word of God says and moving it forward. Because remember, when the children of Israel, we're still in the month of miracles. They came, that's the record, they came out of Egypt. And the word of God says, none of them that came out were sick.
Well, they were eating manna.
As you say, they were eating manna, the perfect.
Manna was the perfect food.
No, man. They were eating manna in the wilderness.
In the wilderness. You said when they came out of Egypt. Yeah.
The record is thing. So my encouragement to those of us who say that we believe in God, well, His word, you prove God on His word. Be like that lady who was believing God for everything, and then she came to a point and she said, Lord, I'm going to stand on your word. You know what she did? She took the Bible and stood up on the Bible and said that's the only thing that she had left to do. And she was she was stretching it, but she was standing on the word of God, what it says. And she got her miracle.
Well, the word says, stand on my word.
Yeah, so she stand up on the word and she got her miracle. And I know there are a lot of persons out there who can testify to God coming through for them when everybody, doctors write them off and say, go home, do your last rites.
Yes, yeah.
You know people like that.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I do.
man.
I heard a lady give a powerful testimony to, I heard it kind of, I heard part of it first and I'm part of it second hand.
They go on and they say, all right.
But no, man, I saw this lady locked in a very intimate form of worship. I actually felt like a voyeur.
Really?
Looking at her, I felt like I shouldn't be there. That what she was doing was meant to be private and personal. She was worshiping. And I said, no, that woman, something going on. And later on, I got her story.
Because she had been, deliverer.
Yeah, she had been at the point where her body was rotting and stinking from cancer in her womanly parts.
Yes.
And the doctors had just about given up.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had sent her home and like hospice care, and there was some crisis and they had to bring her back to the hospital. So one of the doctors witnessed her healing. When they thought she was dying, she had some kind of visitation and sat up on the bed singing and praising God, and parts of her body like coming out. The doctor is trying to clean up. And it happened like right there in the hospital bed.
It's the power of God.
Well, she up and walking around, but the only thing God didn't do was give her another baby to show that it was brand new.
It was brand new and
functional.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I look at her and I said, oh, Lord, but you have an experience like that. And, you know, when I hear people speak of those experiences, I can understand why the Apostle Paul fell to the ground after he lost his sight and got it back and was sent on his mission. He never looked back. Nothing could deter him. When you have those kinds of
when you know what you know. When you know what you know.
Of course, don't wish for you to be at death's door. None of you. I wish that your faith would rise up and you become people of strength and commitment without having to watch parts of your body fall out into a bowl in the doctor's hand. But I tell you, once you've had that experience, you can never be the same.
No.
There's an amazing video that you can find on YouTube. It's the story of a man who committed suicide when he was 19 years old. Pumped a syringe full of Lysol into his arm, and he died. But he came back, and he goes around the world doing testimonies of his experience. He's a PhD doctor. His wife is Terry, and he is just remember Smith. Anyway. They're in the United States, Washington, I think, where he's from. But he tells the story of what happened when he died, because he died and he went to hell. He said he was there, and it was really could feel, smell, see people being tortured, and Jesus walked into hell and took him out, and showed him. He saw his life. He was present at his funeral. And he spoke to people there, and there was a youth group that met on Wednesdays, and he had a conversation with the guy who leads the youth group, asked him if they still meet, and the guy said yes, and he says, I'm coming on Wednesday, and he came back and found himself on the ground in his, just right where he had put it in. Yes. And the Lysol, the syringe was still full of Lysol, but there was a scar on his arm.
Healing.
But it's also the reversal.
The reversal of what happened.
Think, yes. He was shown. So he goes around the world telling his story. It's amazing if you hunt it down, because his body is not the same.
Because of it.
Yeah. Things come out of his skin. You have to read it. It's
no, but I don't want people to lose this. You see, when experience and know God for yourself,
Yeah.
nobody can.
Yeah, people can call you every kind of name and dismiss you as being pseudo-intellectuals and mock you and so on and so forth. But you're undeterred because you can't have certain experiences. And I think it is the same for everyone whose faith takes them to a certain level and a certain place. Whatever your philosophy might be, you're a Rastaman, you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, whatever door you use to access this world that is infinite and invisible. However you get there, once you've seen it. I mean, I've also seen people who have their experience with demonic. I've seen them quiver in fear, and I see them give to whatever has terrorized them a certain level of respect. And it is only when a greater force
force against force, and then encounter the God of this universe, which this devil is subject to them. So, there's a greater power.
Yeah. We've touched into an area that we usually keep private. Because we talk like this all the time, off air.
Yeah,
but we have to open up the consciousness of those to whom we're speaking, so they understand that this tip of the iceberg that we show you.
It's real.
If you decide to just
He says, I'm the door.
Experience it, it opens a whole different world of possibilities where you can begin to harness the true power of your mind. Because your mind is the gateway to that world. For each of us, our mind is a portal to unending possibilities that can give us all that we need, more than we need, and also can destroy.
And that is which is what I'm saying. It is in alignment with the God of this universe. The I am that I am was revealed himself. I keep telling people. The person.
There's an interesting story in the Bible.
Yes, it is 7 o'clock.
When we come back, we're going to talk about it because I had once put it to Pastor Percival. Stay tuned. We're going to touch on it when we come back because I think there is a season that has opened up which calls for the same kind of activity. And I want us to look at it when we return from the 7 o'clock break.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM-100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Many persons overseas are looking to do business in Jamaica. Our close proximity to key markets in North and Central America, ready pool of talent, and business-friendly environment makes Jamaica very attractive. One of the key tools the government uses to facilitate foreign direct investment into Jamaica is through Special Economic Zones (SEZs), which are areas in a country that are subject to different economic regulations than most other regions. SEZs are administered by the Jamaica Special Economic Zone Authority, JCEZA. Today, Interim Chief Executive Officer at JCEZA, Kelly Dawn Hamilton, walks us through the work of the authority and how it helps investors thrive on the island. The first aspect of JCEZA's work is investor facilitation. This is where staff at the authority work alongside investors to get their businesses up and running.
We hold hands with our investors to take them through the process of establishing in Jamaica and accessing the Special Economic Zone regime. So we recently launched a Business Acceleration Center, and that was done in partnership with Kingston Wharves. And Kingston Wharves is one of our Special Economic Zone clients. And this is one way in which we are going directly to our customers. We intend to work hand in hand with our customers in order to realize the opportunities in the SEZ space and to make it easier for them to operate.
With its customer-centric approach, the authority ensures that all investor questions are answered and their concerns addressed so they can focus on running their business. Another aspect of J. Caesar's work is marketing and promoting the benefits of Jamaica's SEZs to global investors. It's a competitive market and Jamaica needs to act aggressively to attract clients. But Mrs. Hamilton says the agency is up to the task.
Right now, we are a member of the World Free Zone Organization. We would have hosted the annual International Conference and Exhibition ACE last year, 2022, big event, right? And I'm happy to report that coming out of that, we have 13 very strong projects that will really change the landscape in Jamaica from our perspective as it relates to developing those larger zones. We're talking about sectors such as energy, of course, the global digital services sector, manufacturing, logistics.
Mrs. Hamilton adds that J. Caesar is not only looking for investors in non-traditional sectors, as well as creating opportunities for companies in SEZs to interact with more local businesses.
In addition to the partnerships created through ACE and the partnerships that we're forging by connecting with other special economic zones or authorities across the world, we are also very keen on attracting different sectors. So one of the things that we must do as a special economic zone authority and with the government of Jamaica is to create a regime that is adaptable, a regime that is flexible to the needs of our businesses. So right now we're looking at how can we increase market access for special economic zone companies in markets that they currently don't have access to. So that is something that we're pursuing.
Regulating the activities within special economic zones is another function of the authority. This includes creating policies that will enable businesses within the zone to thrive, as well as ensuring that Jamaica's laws are in line with international standards.
So the recent amendments to the Special Economic Zone Act will ensure that we're meeting the requirements as outlined by the OECD. So there's something called substance requirements, where companies have to show that they're actually operating. And so we would have changed some of the language in the legislation, which allows us to meet that requirement. And so our objective now is to move ahead to ensure that the regime remains compliant and also remains effective in ensuring that businesses are able to operate and operate effectively and efficiently.
Interim Chief Executive Officer, Special Economic Zone Authority J. Caesar, Kelly Don Hamilton. That's it for our look at the work of the Jamaica Special Economic Zone Authority. For more information about their work, visit their website at jcaesar.com or call 876-619-7392. I'm Andre Palmer. Thank you for listening.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is already pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Bess100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
He's coming back.
Yes, indeed, it's redemption time with Apostle Clive Campbell, presenting a life-changing, life-challenging message to encourage, inspire, and motivate you towards your destiny. Every Tuesday night from 9:30 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. and on Saturday from 9 o'clock until 10, right here on Bess100 FM. It's redemption time.
I'm standing firm.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose your problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. You hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try and call him, cause trust me.
Winters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
Ah, what a relief.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Morning, boss lady. Which bank branch you go this morning?
Good morning, Mr. Noah. Please take me to the New Kingston branch.
Okay, boss lady. Why you answer my boss wife a foreign file fee, me no? I mean, I know what I'm gonna do.
Sorry to hear, but haven't you heard of the Diamond Partner Network that is working with taxi drivers who can organize themselves in group of 5 like Partner?
No, tell me about it now. How it work?
It's just like Partner, but you also borrow and repay as you continue to save. If each driver can save $5,000 each week for 52 weeks, then throughout the year, each driver will get about 7 loans totaling $1.3 million, which is enough to buy a car. And at the end of the year, each driver will get back their $260,000 in saving plus $31,000 in interest.
But that sound good?
Yes, so call or WhatsApp them on 876-560-5928 to get more information.
No thanks. We'll call them right now. See you tomorrow.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
1, 2, 3, believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
Bess100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
Bess100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, welcome back to The Morning Connection. I trust that you have been lifted up, blessed by our sharing this morning, and I wanted just to tell you where I was referring to in terms of the call back to what God has called us to. It came out of 1 Peter in terms of the call that's on our lives as believers. But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a consecrated nation, a people for God's own possession, so that you may proclaim the excellencies, the wonderful deeds and virtues and perfections of Him who called you out of darkness into His marvelous light. Once you were not a people at all, but now you are God's people. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. So for every one of us, there's a call back to line up to purpose in order to fulfill destiny. And that call that goes out is a call that impacts every area of your life. It is a call that brings you back into balance, because we are out of balance. But now we are a priesthood, we are a holy nation, royal priesthood. Before we were not a people, but now we are a people because we are back into connection with the source, with the I am that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, of course, you know, we talk about, we love all the Bible lore and the stories and explaining and kind of putting you into a better understanding of some things. And everything you see in the Bible has explanation and meaning which you can relate to something that's taking place in the natural world all the time, at all times, meaning it occurred as a factual event many years ago, thousands of years ago. But when you read the record of it today, it has a meaning which you can apply to your contemporary modern day circumstances. And I absolutely love doing that. I feel like it's one of the things that has really made a difference for me in how I relate to scripture and in how I am able to function and make sense. You know, the Bible is a prophetic book, and it has many things in it which can guide you in your day-to-day living, no matter how sophisticated or complex the problem is. You can apply something out of the Bible,
all scripture,
to give you
for teaching.
Reproach. Yeah. And you don't need to say, oh, but that didn't exist in the time of Moses. It's all right. The principles are ancient. They do not change. So as we are preparing one another to effectively, successfully fight through the challenges of the day and secure a better future for ourselves and our children, I want to draw your attention to a little known incident in the book of Exodus. It is recorded. Moses has been called. He is to be the leader. I know you have what today people call the Messiah complex, that we're all looking for Messiah. Messiah will come, and Messiah will, through his great personality and leadership skills, lead us into victory.
Some people say that's what get us into prime. But anyway,
yes, because Messiah tends to be like the populist ideal of a leader. And we look for it in political parties. We look for it in any group, any business. You know, everybody's saying, where's the leader? And all the time we speak about how much leadership matters. And nothing I'm saying here is to discount those ideas. But before we were saying Messiah, we were saying Moses. And people were looking for a Moses, the deliverer. And
is that why we did call one of our political leaders?
Well, we did call him Joshua. I read a correction.
Yes.
So you can see that all, even in our own immediate history, circumstances, we have looked for these oversized, larger than life personalities who spiritually represent
into the promise,
a movement into the promised land. Today, after 60 years of independence, we are saying, don't feel like no promised land. This is not good promise. We are querying with aggression, and I would say it is necessary that we do so. We are really interrogating the promised land now.
We're interrogating our leaders because they have not.
And we are looking with clearer eyes on the leaders. This is not a Moses.
No,
that rod is a stick. We're getting very suspicious.
Or it is a
what, whip. A snake?
A whip.
Or a whip? Yeah, that whatever it is. We are looking at the leader, and we're looking at the symbols of authority, and we're looking at performance, and we're saying, I want to get back to finding the Moses of the right caliber and capacity,
right attitude,
right
heart,
right ordination, because Moses is called. Moses is not a self-created ideal. Moses was called, and I say plucked from the river. When you look at your Moses, you must see the markings of that divine ordination. So, highly anointed and ordained Moses has been called to be the leader. Jamaica, we are now looking, every talk you talk with somebody, it is about but who? This one not good, that one not good, the two are the same. Every way of describing it. So we are at that place now. We're looking for the leader. There are a couple of things that we can take special note of. One is that when the society is in that crying out condition, the children of Israel were under the boot of the Egyptian slave masters, and they were crying out. We are under the boot of, we can describe it any which way we like, but we are the Babylon system. However, absolutely, Pastor. We are in that place now. We're crying out. Your deliverer is amongst you, because such is the nature of it. Moses was one of them, born, hidden away, raised with the right training and so on and so forth, subject to human failings like anybody else. If Jamaicans are really listening and paying attention, they will say, oh, he was a murderer like me, or he was a whatever like me. And maybe you can say he was even a coward because he ran. He never stand up and say, yes, I did it. And what of it? And there must be justice. And no, Moses took to the wilderness. And he's returning now. This is the little piece of Exodus that I want to share. Moses is on his way back now because he's had his burning bush experience and he has argued with God about how and this and that. And he's on his way back. But he's not returning alone. While away, like any other Jamaican man, him get woman and him have picnic.
Yes.
So he's coming back, and there is the way it is addressed in scripture is very interesting, because you're reading about it and Moses is the hero to be heading home. If you look at Exodus chapter 4 and you start from verse 20, you'll see Moses took his wife and his sons and set them on a donkey, and he returned to the land of Egypt, and Moses took the rod of God in his hand. So he's returning with his weapon of divine choice and his family. Your family is also a part of your resource.
A very important part of who you are and what they represent. And
talk it, Pastor.
Because some of us have learned the hard way. If you're leading, that is why you need to have a good woman. You know that?
We're coming to it.
You have to have a good woman.
Yeah, woman have to have skills and insight.
Yeah, because some of the time
you'll die in the wilderness.
I think a joke. And then the part in which somebody says your spouse, your wife, is like a mirror. She knows your blind spots and she help you out. And I'm grateful to my wife, because some of the time I go on and she says, stop. You need to stop. And she kind of says, remember this, that? Yeah, and it's not that it's...
Yeah, a good woman carries your memories. The things that you want to sweep under the rug and not remember, she have them. And she don't have them to hurt you. Because there is a time when there are some things that need to come back to the table so man can live and prosper.
And to say, and some of the time, she's my protector.
Yes, that's why, as you were saying, priest, prophet, provider, protector.
She protects me,
your partner.
Because some of the time she says no. And in the past, some things I'd want to go, but I says no. Darling, baby, what do you think about it? And she gives her counsel. And it is wise counsel.
It's because you said darling, baby, that opened the door to the wise counsel?
No, that's what I call her. Come on.
Michelle, are you on? Good morning to you.
Because she sees some things that you are not seeing. That's a two become one. You are,
but that two become one is multiplication. It is not absorption.
No, man, it's multiplication.
It's multiplication.
I call it spiritual math. 1 + 1 becomes 3.
Yeah.
1 + 1 is also 1 because they needed unity. But it is a synergy that comes
All right,
out.
So Pastor has laid the romantic foundation for what I'm about to introduce you to, because in Exodus chapter 20, chapter 4, you read verse 20, they're on the journey. Just jump down to 24, because this little incident takes place in 2 verses, 24 and 25. It came to pass on the way at the encampment. So families journeying through the wilderness, heading to Egypt. There's a donkey involved. Moses have, I think, 2 boys, and he has a wife who was the daughter of a Midian priest. So they're heading now. They're on mission, on the way. And they some say it was a hotel or a lodge, but they camped overnight. It came to pass on the way at the encampment that the Lord met him and sought to kill him. Plain, just like that. When you're reading it, Moses, whom God called, it is saying that the Lord met him on the way and sought to kill him. Now, was God really seeking to kill? No. Was God really, had he determined to kill Moses, whom he had set for a purpose? Howsoever it transpired, the scripture says,
what?
Things were done, which it was plain that without intervention, death
would have come.
So you can see that it really is a test for wife.
Man, wife have to be good and strong and see the thing. Even some of the time they see things even before you see it.
As you were saying, when you consult baby, honey.
Yeah.
She sees things.
She sees it.
I don't know if those words are the triggers to open her spiritual eyes, but
no,
she sees things and can give you a perspective that
you'd never had.
Either you never looked at it, or if you had dismissed it without seeing the fullness of it. So Zipporah took a sharp stone and cut off the foreskin of her son.
Sons, yeah.
Her son. And cast it at Moses' feet. And she called him a bridegroom of blood. And so the angel or God let go Moses and the circumcision. Now understand that this wife of a Midianite father,
priest, she understood
a priest nonetheless.
Jethro
was her father. She was not of the Abrahamic covenant started long ago with the cutting of the foreskin. But somehow in that moment,
he forgot.
This woman, whose son with Moses had not been circumcised, she knew that the way to release the husband and bring him back in covenant was to take care of business with this new family that he had created with her.
Yeah, and that's important to know. So we operate together. It is not an either or either. I'm talking to husbands and wives now who are out there, who are struggling, and you don't seem to be heading on the right path. There has to be a unity. There has to be a coming together of the vision. Because remember, Moses had his call, There was a call on his life. But she understood the whole thing of being helpmeet. And when you go, I never go into that.
The perfect complement
to him.
To him.
She was helpmeet and she understood what needed to be done. Suppose she did run away. He would have dead and the sons would have dead too.
Yeah, or just completely misunderstand
what was happening. I said, she said, oh, so quickly she responded, I know what it is.
But let me tell you, there's an intimate knowledge that she has too, because she's married to Moses and she's had 2 kids with him. So she knows the mark of his covenant.
Yes. She knew.
Let's put it that way. She knows the mark of his covenant. And she knows that something supernatural was occurring.
Yes.
And she just went into the supernatural and said, okay, we're going back on mission. Our family is not fully covered as it should be.
Yes.
He has not brought it into being. I am here as his partner. I am not letting my children die in the wilderness. I am not burying my husband in the wilderness. I'm speaking to the women of Jamaica because you must see what is happening with the men in this nation. And you must know that if they die, so do you.
Yes.
How do we live as a country of one gender?
Yeah.
I saw a friend of mine yesterday, and she said she has I'm gonna introduce her to you. She said she has such a heart for the young men, for the boys of this country right now, because her daughter is 19 years old, and who will marry her daughter?
Tell me about that. That's a concern we have.
So even if you are there thinking that it's not your immediate issue because you married already, or you don't want no man, or whatever you may be thinking, and taking yourself out of the equation as a part of the solution, forget it, because there is no future for you, your children, your great grand, whatever stage of life you are, without the two that God created to be one.
Mm-hmm.
If half is limping, the other half is compromised.
And you say that again. So even speak to some of the agendas that are out there, which is contrary to
the natural order of things.
Those
Those things will die, Percy. I know that, like right now, and I'm not saying we shouldn't be concerned about the morality and the well-being of men and women, but you can see a thing. Oh my! I'm just remembering the wise men in the council standing up and saying, remember those other guys who stood up and created trouble? Mm-hmm. If it is not of God, it dies. Mm-hmm. If you follow, Gamaliel made that speech to the Sanhedrin Council.
Because he
says, don't trouble yourself about these new people and running down trying to persecute them. If it is not of God, it will die. But if it is of God, those who fight against the things of God, you're fighting God.
And that is how.
So I don't worry about the LGBTQ agenda. What I am very concerned about, persons being misled into perpetuating abuse by mistakenly thinking that there is an agenda which is not of God. Mm-hmm. That's what I worry about.
So
we got the signal. What's the signal? Did I see a finger over there?
It's a good thing.
All right, we take the break at 7:30.
Bess100 FM, broadcasting live in all 14 parishes. Hanover 100.5, 100.9. St. James 100.9. Trelawney 100.3, 100.9. St. Anne 100.3, 100.5. St. Mary 100.5. Westmoreland 100.1, 100.5. St. Elizabeth 100.1, 100.5. Manchester 100.1, 100.5. Clarendon 100.1, 100.5, 100.9. St. Catherine 100.5, 100.9. St. Andrew 100.5, 100.9. St. Thomas 100.5 and 100.9. Bess FM, giving you the better vibe.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
1, 2, 3, believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies. A. Authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B. Better service including free island-wide delivery. C. All major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Bess100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Bess100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
You're simply the best. It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best.
Good morning, welcome back to the Morning Connection,
mercy.
Boy. You know, one at a time we should make ourselves, in the break. Anyway,
I don't know that the Broadcasting Commission would appreciate that, or Tony. Anyway, we were doing the setup because I want to this little story of Moses' adventure in the desert.
Yes.
Where he was struck down, and because we getting the now remember that these first 5 books of the Bible were written by Moses himself under inspiration, but he wrote them. He wasn't keeping a diary.
He wasn't.
And saying, "Dear diary, this morning,
no,
my wife told me I was unconscious and she had to do a bloody thing." No, he wasn't keeping a dear diary in the wilderness. These books were written after. I suspect. When do you think he wrote them?
Some theologian.
When he was 40 days up in the mountains?
No. When he went to the place and he says, "I can't go forward. That if you don't go with me, I'll not go in."
Because you remember now that we don't know
when exactly.
We don't know when, because he died alone.
Right. But
before he died, he obviously wrote it because he didn't come back and write it.
So when he got put him in the rock, and he saw the people said the backside, that's when he got the revelation,
covered him with his hand,
and the revelation happened for him. That's what.
And these are from scrolls that were found long, many years after they were found. So he obviously wrote, hid it,
and then give.
And then yes,
so they have
was no more. Anyway, obviously, Pastor and I were not there, though some of you think we're old enough. And I know I smoke out Conrad. Oh, Jesus, Conrad said Moses did not write one book. Anyway, we digress. What I want to say to my fellow sisters, the women of Jamaica, we are right now seeing our Moses, the deliverer, our family, is at risk, under threat, because the one who should be leading us, meaning you're a family, the head of your household, the man who is your partner, because you have created a family together, there is someone. So that's on the personal side. You're looking at your partner who is obviously under attack. what do you as woman do to bring about that healing, that restoration, so that man can finish the mission?
Yeah, because he's on a mission. There's a call. That
Every one of us
have a call.
And some of us have supporting roles. Some of us have main role, depending on where you stand to look at the mission.
Yeah.
Suffice it to say, every role is important to complete the mission. And for those of you who said, but I divorced the wife or I divorced the husband, I learned an expression yesterday. God has a great ministry of replacement.
Okay.
Have you heard of that ministry?
No, you need to tell me that.
Well, the best example of it, of course, is the same Moses. Moses should have taken them to the promised land, but it was Joshua who did it.
Okay.
Because when Moses disqualified himself by a certain behavior in the wilderness, God says, Joshua, you're up. So it is. If you have had wife number one or husband number one, and now come husband number two or wife number two, there's been a replacement through the ministry of God, and here you go. You're up. And please do not leave it for wife number 3 or husband number 4 or whatever it is, because you see that. You see that happening. And on the national stage, you've had Prime Minister number 1, Prime Minister number 2.
We're at Prime Minister number 9.
Listen, man, at every stage, I was trying to count, I've forgotten, because there were some repeats. So those who repeated, you have to, there's still just one. Some get the second bites at the cherry to be the one to carry us through to that promised land. So don't feel that your freedom of choice has been taken from you. It isn't. You can perform with exceptional skill and success, or you can disqualify yourself and just know there's a ministry of replacement that have somebody training in the wings, because the word of God will not fall to the ground. It will be fulfilled.
What you're saying, I just understand what you're saying. No.
The replacement ministry.
Ministry of replacement. And it looks like that's what's happening in one party, you know.
Yes.
Remember that the cartoon.
Oh,
Mr. Clark looking in the sea.
Mr. Clark trying out the Prime Minister's seat.
I just check to see.
Yeah, last May, prophetic. It's last May.
Yeah, last May. But you know that people on the inside will tell you that even in the parties you have different factions.
The replacement ministry is at work.
It's at work in terms of what's happened. Because even when that poll came in, some people even began to show their hands. In the thing. So what
was just an idea became something bigger.
Yeah, because one camp is tough done, then you have wholeness, and we say, that plays itself out. So is there a Clark camp? We don't know. But
I know for sure, unless he fixed that pothole in Fortis community,
but
he'll drown in that same pothole.
So
he'd better fix that pothole if he's putting together a camp. But no, I mean, I'm saying it. I'm laughing as I speak because I don't want to frighten you by the significance of what I'm saying. But please don't miss it. There is an active ministry of replacement, because the word of the Lord is that not one word that he speaks will fall to the ground. It will accomplish the plans that he had. So if it's not you standing there looking all cute as wife number 2, then it will be wife number 3 or 4. And if the man disqualify himself, you will have another person.
Yeah, because the disqualification, which I think is, like God has a checklist. Is he a man after my own heart? Is he looking about the welfare of the people? Is he a person of integrity?
Oh, that sounds like the voters' checklist, sir.
I don't even know. But
that's what a good voter is looking for.
Is he a man of integrity? Can I trust his word? Those things, we say it, but then God, in his infinite wisdom, has set us. This is how leaders should be in terms of what they need to be doing for themselves. So you talk about ministerial replacement, and as we continue to talk about replacement, we can't lose sight of the fact of what has happened, what's happening with this constitutional reform committee. I don't want it to become a circus.
It will not.
they want to become a surrogate. It is too important a matter for us as a country, for us becoming a sideshow. And as somebody spoke about yesterday, the whole thing of the oligarch versus the democracy, we can't afford for a few people to be dictating what the future of this country, and it doesn't take into consideration what people are saying, So that's another thing, and another thing as we talk about replacement, SSL and what has happened there is replaced. There are questions I want to ask. Is the FBI really involved in this probe?
This is where the SSL issue is concerned.
Yeah. And the question is, who is Kroll and Associates? What is their claim to fame?
You had begun to look a little bit at
they're registered in the UK. They have 2 directors and so on. You can Google it, because the thing with it, I just put in Kroll and Associates, and it took me directly to the company's what is it? What we have in Jamaica?
The company's registry?
Yeah, and you could see everything. You see they are posted. You see what their last financials look like. You see they used to have an office in Saudi. And
but are they engaged in a civil exercise or forensic criminal type?
That's what we're trying to find out. Who are they? Because when it says what they do is risk management, I'm saying.
What role are they playing in the SSL debacle?
Investigate, but the question is, do they have the expertise?
Under the police or under
I don't know. That's what
Tomlinson. No, where did you read of it? Sorry, I thought you had done a little bit more.
No, it's just from what was in the paper. And they saw Clark signing off to say Kroll and Associates going to do some forensic audit.
If they're here to do a forensic audit at the request of the minister, their findings might result in charges, but they are not working with the police, so to speak, on any investigation. I think the police, the impression that one gets is that having charged this woman, the police are building their case around what they have from her.
So what is the
when the
purpose of
forensic audit is completed, it may throw up information specific to other individuals against whom charges could be laid. Because usually, that's the flow of events.
Okay.
If you look at what happened look at Seprod. Internally, an audit review picks up something.
Correct.
And when it has enough material to make a complaint to the police, you bring in the police. And then the police, using whomever has
the expertise,
pulled out those documents and so on, would use that as your chief witness to marshal the evidence that points to a criminal offense having been committed and the identity of the persons involved. So this kind of effort usually takes some time. It usually takes some time. Which one we saw? InSport. Look at what happened with InSport.
Years.
It is years. So we're fortunate with SSL. We're fortunate that someone spoke, and that person can become the subject of one charge or another. So you can have an early prosecution. But financial crimes are even harder to investigate and pull together than an assault against a person. Yeah. So I can see that this will take some time, and persons have to measure their expectations against the need to be careful in the investigation, in the analysis, in the tracking of things, because innocent persons will cross the path in the narration of events. It must, because you're remember, you're not a criminal enterprise where, like a gang, you could say, well, every accounting information you find in the gang's ledger of accounts is part of an unlawful thing.
It's the second book.
Precisely.
The front book
this was a legitimate business licensed by government with a whole heap of people money who were not involved in anything unsavory. And some contamination was running through the system. So you have to follow it and see all where it go and what it touch, and it's a process, and it will take time. It's a
complex thing.
Yeah, it will take time.
Oh, wow.
I know persons are asking every day, kind of, are we there yet? No, we're not there. And this is not something you rush.
Is the involvement of the FBI wouldn't have given them wider?
It can speed up your access to information in relation to monies that left the jurisdiction. But that's about all it does. Because money is leaving from the institution, good money and, let's say, money for good purpose, money for bad purpose. Or you're going to distinguish the two.
So that's what you need to find out.
So it takes time. I don't want anybody to be deceived and think that it's something that it will happen overnight, unless people confess and step out and say, all right, I'm a part of it. It is going to take time.
That's all we need to be praying for.
Yes. We declare those things all the time for people to be convicted of their own wrongdoing and step out and repent and make good. There are a number of things which we see the first side of it, and then we become very impatient to hear what happens next. And then sometimes we get disheartened and say, oh, the fact that it's going on for so long means that there's corruption or people not doing their jobs properly. That is an unfair conclusion. I understand why we come to that conclusion, because where there is no trust, that people gonna be paranoid and see shadows and ghosts everywhere.
Everywhere you go.
But if we truly believe in the rule of law, and if we are people who want to uphold the rule of law and not descend into chaos where each man make his own justice, then we have to exercise the patience that these things require. Case in point, the court in Jamaica ruled that a certain type of relationship existed between security guards and their employers. Right. This is the courts of Jamaica, the highest level. That's the ruling. We have a situation now. This morning you said you went to your son's school and not a security guard was inside.
And they're normally there.
On Sunday, we were having an event on Sunday. Our church wanted a security guard just for a few hours. And our friend who owns the security company called on him and said, can you provide someone? He said, no problem. And Sunday morning, the person should have been there at 8 o'clock to just take control of the door. Nobody. By about 8:30, I got through to him and I got through to the security desk
supervisor,
at his, and they said, no, we've been trying since last night. We've called everyone. We've tried everything. There's not one body available to come and be of assistance to you. And I remember him telling me before, I think you were at the club, one morning we saw him and he was saying, if you know anybody who needs to work, they can't get anybody. Now, why would persons shy away from good work? Nobody's running from good work. They're not well paid. They operate under adverse conditions, and it is a life of hardship. Here you have the government taking a position now. Basically, they're standing back.
Yeah, because
they're not intervening to give effect to the ruling of the court, which brought some benefits to the workers. That's why last week, Thursday, when I was saying to you, I feel like we have a revenue model built on slave labor and nobody is really interested in changing it. Labor just does not get the priority and the valuation that it deserves. Not even the government want to step in and say, come on, do right by the people.
Well, listen to this now.
And here's how we're going to do it.
Listen to this. A committee led by President of the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, Helen Davis White, has been appointed to establish a joint industrial council for the regulation of the industrial security sector and protection of the security guards.
What does that mean?
But listen now.
Why would it?
I'm sure the advisors to the other side will agree with this move. We'll be holding town hall meetings, and I'm going to invite you to attend with us because we all have one thing in common, and that is the well-being of the Jamaican worker. Foolishness, Mr. Minister. That's quoting Mr. Samuda, you know. Deal with the situation first. The court has made a ruling. Do you know that is why the guardsmen, they were said, we're not signing anything that going to just go away with those years of service for us. So how that becomes an industrial dispute? You are the legal person. Tell me, what is happening?
But that's not a legal issue.
It's not a legal issue.
I decline. I decline to comment on it. That's an issue of that's an issue of the heart.
You'll be personally meeting with the security guards and companies to discuss their concern and assist the parties to resolve.
That's a medical issue, Percy.
It's a medical issue.
That's an issue of the heart. Who is going to stand for the people?
Yeah.
Without putting us to the cost, the expense, the heartache of finding lawyers. How are security guards going to fight for any kind of parity, equality in a situation like this? The court make a ruling, it says certain things. You just need to go and offer to the people. Well, not offer. I don't even know. You know what? Those security companies, the employers, they have a problem because their business model is at risk. Let us see them provide security service without security guards. Every guard should stay home and find something else to do. Or this is a moment when many people are going to learn that it is God who provides for them. That's what they're going to learn.
No, man. AI going to run the security now at the gate.
The dog that bark. The fake dog that bark.
No, but I'm saying, come on. Really? Because you made a point on Thursday, and I won't forget it. He's saying, all right, let us set up the joint industrial security company. And the Minister of Finance was saying,
we will renegotiate
the needs because somebody highlighted that you have
60%,
60,000 or only per security guards.
No, 60% of their services are purchased by government.
Yeah.
So if your greatest, if government as the largest consumer of those services, the largest purchaser, if government say, all right, I'm giving you a 30% increase across the board, that is something that goes into the pot to be able to pay the guards better. And that 30% would be just for the guards. Because on their business model, you know, if the cost of the guard goes up, it would cut out their profit. And nobody go into business to make a loss. Not one soul, no matter what they tell you. Not even charities go into operation to sustain a loss. No, everybody want to make a profit. And worst case, you break even. But you want a profit because you can't go there breaking even all the time. Your business would not grow. And eventually what's not growing dies. That's like biology 101.
You know, this highway.
Why are you switching horses? You're going on the highway?
Yeah.
All right, I permit it. All right, Percy, go on the highway.
No, this.
We'll leave the issue of integrity.
It's the same integrity issue.
The rule of law.
It's unjust.
Let me just
and
wrap up this point, because if we believe in the rule of law and we don't want to descend into chaos where each man makes his own justice, then when the court speaks and it delivers a benefit to one group of citizens, then the rest of government, the executive arm in the shape of the minister and those who have the responsibility to make sure that the court doesn't speak in vain, you need to get off your bottoms and help to bring about a resolution of what is obviously a sticking point. But you can't set up a council that's going to finish its report 2 years from now. How will people get by in the meantime?
And then how do you deal with the issue that was? You deal with what is going forward.
Yeah.
So how does a joint industrial security council help the issue of the people and their employment?
Settling with them. Right. So it's a now situation that requires people of the right mindset and heart to be at the table saying, come on, you got to do better. But what happened, is there is very little it's not a negotiation really, The court has spoken. They need to get certain benefits. The law say you work 40 hours for the week. That 40-hour work week is to make sure that people are not enslaved.
Yeah, but
that's what it does,
No, but you know what is happening now?
It say you can't work a man longer than that period of time without paying him more in a particular way.
Yeah, but here's the new thing that people have put on the table. You work 6 hours to get the same amount of money.
Yeah, right. So, but the law don't say there's a 60-hour. Even the police and who were in their negotiation about the 50-hour work week or whatever was coming. It requires consent for persons to. It's a contract, so you have to go into it with consent. If not, the law applies. So what I'm saying to you is not much of a negotiation because the law is set. The law already says this is what a work week looks like. If you work, there's time and a half, there's double time. If it's a public holiday, there are already set regulations that govern how you calculate compensation for time. And there's now a minimum wage, and there's a structure which you can just sit down with your pen and paper and calculate what should be. And the court has said that these people are not contract workers, they are employees. So you owe them for this and that and the other. And strictly speaking, until a claim is statute barred, if I were the security guards now, all of us would just join up and file one lawsuit for our back money and benefits.
Class action.
Yeah. Or everybody could do it. It's not even hard, because you could go up to Sutton Street and everybody just go and sign up their summons to their employee. Maybe it costs you $50, $100.
And just say me want my money.
Just claim for your money.
I just claim it for my money.
Just claim for your money and let it be on the books. It's a strategy.
It's a strategy. Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's small claims, so you can go Sutton Street. So you know, if you hire no big lawyer to go down to Supreme Court and so on, you just go up there and say, I work with X company for so many years. I didn't get my statutories, whatever. And even to take benefit of what the country provides. If you go to a tax office and say, I want to know how much should have been done for X, you'll have figures. Put pressure to them.
No, sir.
Overwhelm them. Remember when I said that the taxi operators with their many tickets should just show up.
And they did.
They have come to pay.
And they did.
You see a whole different side. So listen, we have to act with integrity towards our people. If you want me to feel that an order of the court has meaning, let me see you giving it the honor and the respect that you want me to give it.
And stop sidestepping
it by trying to create. Yeah.
That is for the future, but
so Miss Helen Davis White is she is the Zipporah of the moment. Moses is sick in bed. His wife had better go find a sharp knife.
Oh my Lord! Oh boy, is she again in the news?
Yes, she's
the person with.
We gotta pray for her. Let's remember her tomorrow, especially. Yeah. It's 8:00. We're gonna take our 8:00 break. And when we come back, we open the lines. Please remember that there are 2 energy vouchers of $5,000 each. Someone needs to tell me how old is National Safety Limited,
right?
And what was the theme of the conference which JPS and National Safety Limited inaugurated downtown Kingston on what was National Linesman Day?
Yes.
Linesman
Conference.
The conference. It was for one day, and it was the first of its kind. Inaugural conference. When you're calling us, just remember that those 2 questions are out there, and there are 2 $5,000 vouchers, energy vouchers to be won.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM-100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Hello, I'm Emily Thomas with the BBC News.
Residents of the war-torn Sudanese capital Khartoum are on the streets for the first time in days, despite violations of a shaky ceasefire between two military factions. Both the army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces accused each other of attacks hours after a US-brokered 3-day pause came into effect. Mercy Juma reports from Nairobi.
For the fourth time since fighting began, a truce has been proposed, but again, it's not being fully observed. Despite bursts of gunfire, people are determined to leave Khartoum. Thousands are leaving by bus to Port Sudan and to the borders with Egypt and Chad. Fighting is being reported in Jenaina in West Darfur, where doctors say they are overwhelmed with patients with gunshot wounds. The United Nations Humanitarian Office is the latest agency forced to cut back on some of its activities in parts of Sudan where there is intense fighting.
The World Health Organization has warned that one of the sides in the fighting has occupied a public laboratory in Khartoum, which holds samples of diseases including polio and measles. The WHO's representative in Sudan, Nima Saeed Abid, described the situation as extremely, extremely dangerous. President Biden has announced he's running for a second term in office next year. It comes 4 years to the day since he first announced he was running at the last election. Mr. Biden will be the oldest US presidential candidate to seek re-election. Nomia Iqbal is in Washington.
In a highly produced 3-minute video entitled Freedom, President Biden makes a direct attack on what he calls MAGA extremists, members of the Republican Party who are to the far right of it. He uses clips from the January 6 Capitol riots to make his point. Despite struggling to heal political divisions himself, 2 years in, President Biden has achieved big legislative accomplishments and built a resilient world alliance against Russia following its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. His likely opponent is Donald Trump, setting America up for a potential repeat of the 2020 election.
Police in Turkey have detained 126 people suspected of links to the banned Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK. They've conducted raids in 21 provinces. Here's Ola Girin.
Politicians, lawyers, artists and journalists are reported to be among those arrested in dawn raids. Security officials say the operation was focused on Diyarbakir, the largest city in the mainly Kurdish southeast. The timing is significant. The elections are looming, and Turkey's long-time leader is vulnerable as never before. Security crackdowns like this are popular with his nationalist base. Human Rights Watch said it was clearly an abuse of power and an intimidation tactic before the election.
World News from the BBC. Court documents filed in Britain by the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, reveal that his brother, Prince William, settled a phone hacking claim against Rupert Murdoch's British newspaper group for a very large sum. Prince Harry is bringing his own lawsuit against News Group newspapers, but the company is trying to get his case dismissed, arguing he should have filed it sooner. The Supreme Court of India has asked police in the capital, Delhi, to explain why they've not yet launched an investigation into complaints of sexual harassment raised by women wrestlers. The court said the allegations were serious, and both male and female wrestlers have been holding a sit-in. More details from Anbarasan Itarajan.
The head of the Wrestling Federation of India, Brij Bhushan Singh, an MP from the governing Hindu nationalist BJP, and other federation officials are accused of sexually exploiting female athletes over several years, charges they deny. The wrestlers, both men and women, first held protests in January, but called it off after the government promised to appoint a committee to investigate the complaints.
European Union member states have approved wide-scale changes designed to help the bloc reach legally binding targets on cutting greenhouse gas emissions. The measures will see road transport, shipping and buildings included in carbon trading schemes, the main tool for cutting emissions. They'll also phase in a levy on high-carbon goods produced outside the EU. A self-confessed craft beer lover in Thailand has been handed a 6-month suspended prison sentence and a $5,000 fine after posting a photo of beer in a review of the beverage on social media. Artit Siwanhanasapan has been writing about Thailand's emerging craft beer scene on Facebook for a decade, attracting 70,000 followers. But the country's ultra-strict alcohol advertising laws prevent anyone posting images of alcohol, even if it's not for financial gain. World News from the BBC.
Bess100 FM, broadcasting live in all 14 parishes. Hanover 100.5, 100.9. St. James 100.9. Trelawney 100.3, 100.9. St. Anne 100.3, 100.5. St. Mary 100.5. Westmoreland 100.1, 100.5. St. Elizabeth 100.1, 100.5. Manchester 100.1, 100.5. Clarendon 100.1, 100.5, 100.9. St. Catherine 100.5, 100.9. St. Andrew 100.5, 100.9. St. Thomas 100.5 and 100.9. Bess FM, giving you the better vibe.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is your radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Bess100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
He's coming back.
Yes, indeed, it's redemption time with Apostle Clive Campbell, presenting a life-changing, life-challenging message to encourage, inspire, and motivate you towards your destiny. Every Tuesday night from 9:30 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. and on Saturday from 9 o'clock until 10, right here on Bess100 FM. It's redemption time.
I'm standing for...
Morning, boss lady. Which bank branch you go this morning?
Good morning, Mr. Noah. Please take me to the New Kingston branch.
Okay, boss lady. Boy, you want to see my boss wife a foreign file fee, me no? I don't know what I'm going to do.
Sorry to hear, but haven't you heard of the Diamond Partner Network that is working with taxi drivers who can organize themselves in group of 5 like Partner?
No, tell me about it now. How it work?
It's just like Partner, but you also borrow and repay as you continue to save. If each driver can save $5,000 each week for 52 weeks, then throughout the year, each driver will get about 7 loans totaling $1.3 million, which is enough to buy a car. And at the end of the year, each driver will get back their $260,000 in saving plus $31,000 in interest.
But that sound good?
Yes, so call or WhatsApp them on 876-560-5928 to get more information.
No thanks. We'll call them right now. See you tomorrow. Bless.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
1, 2, 3, believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Bess100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Bess FM.
Good morning, welcome to the Morning Connection. The lines you can call 876-619-1508 and 876-279-8473. Seems like somebody's on the line already. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm fine, but a bit perturbed. 1 minute, please.
Sound like Jigsaw.
No, not really speaker. Thank you. How are you both?
We're well, thank you.
Very well. Constitutional reform. How are we reaching the people? They lack a basic understanding of the arrangement of civic in the society, much less the Constitution. They don't know. How can they contribute or be properly consulted? We need to think on these things. We need to make certain demands. What do you think?
You're right. You're right, and you're wrong. You're right.
Oh, no. Come on. That sounds like a lawyer in between.
Well, if you let me say more than that, you are right that persons who don't have a sufficient awareness of how best to respond in a consultation like this may not give you useful fodder for the consultation.
I was not certain that.
Oh, I thought you were saying if people don't know civics, how are we going to consult them? No, you weren't saying that? Say it again.
Well, yes, in much a sense, but continue.
Yeah, so I take that point that because there is a lack of some technical understanding of the finer points.
No, man, it's not technical, man. It's
well, you see, and that's why I say you're right and you're wrong. You're wrong because in all of us,
never go to law school, so we can tangle with it.
No, man, no.
You don't need to tangle with me.
No,
Let's reason together. Let us reason together.
Yeah, I'm reasoning. I'm just trying to put a little jest on it.
It is appreciated. We are still, even as parents, as leaders, whatever position we occupy, we are mindful of the welfare and the input of those for whom we are responsible, and we consult with them. We are responsible for finding the right way to probe an issue so we can get to what is really important in the thinking of those persons for whom we're making decisions, setting policy, whatever. The one who has the greater knowledge and understanding carries the burden of setting the platform for the consultation.
Of educating.
And as you are consulting, you are educating, because you have to ask questions that build awareness and make statements and run public announcements, what do you call them, PSAs, public service announcements. You have to build awareness even as you're pulling out of people how they feel about certain things. But also
the thoughts need to be stimulated.
Yes. So, and the other issue is, forgive me for saying right and wrong. Take that out of the equation, because it's a process.
No. I'm going to hold you that one. So
all right. Well, I am accountable. I can account for what I said, because a number of us are all at the same place of saying, as you are pulling out of people what they think on these issues, you have to be massaging and building some awareness into the consciousness so you can get what you want out of them. But the most compelling issue of the day is that it's happening now. It is happening now, and if you don't go through the full process of consultation and awakening that consciousness, nothing you get will be of value, because the people who are here, who must understand it and live by it, it will be just nonsense to them.
You're wrong and right on that.
I accept.
That it will be of no value.
I accept.
Because, those who are seeking to put it across us,
yes,
it will have value to them.
Well, and they'll be frustrated because they will say, we make good laws, but it's not giving us the desired result, as you see happening. We see it already, We are up to our ears in laws and regulations for this and that. Yet, White River happened. We have a rafting council. We have a river rafting council. We have an apparatus that seeks to administer the business there. Yet, at a particular time, you have a whole set of lawlessness going on. How does that happen?
Well,
so you're gonna end up
consultation, lack of clear information, and even even the persons who are supposed to enforce it.
Yes, don't have the understanding of it.
Have about 3 different views on the matter.
There
any given time, the switching from
there
wrong
you
to
go.
right and right to wrong.
And can I tell you something, Jigsaw? That's not only the situation in lower down with less educated and people who are closer to the breadline. Yesterday I was speaking right up. I was speaking to a lady who, she's as high as you can get in legal affairs and governance for a massive blue chip company here. And she's just retired. And she was saying to me, Minett, I'm discovering that I have not done one transaction the same way 3 times. Every time you do it is a new adventure. Interacting with other similarly high value entities and senior people, educated people. And she's saying we don't hold ourselves accountable to fixed standards.
No, because that's
every time you're doing something is like it's the first time. Because everybody do it for them way, and everybody have a good reason why it needs to be just like this. We're not uniform in how we do common transactions.
And that is so important.
A covenant in governance should give us that, though.
Absolutely. But what covenant? Because right now everybody have their own system.
Everybody do what is right
and nobody
in their own
gonna
eyes.
And who's gonna give up theirs and say, you know what, this one is better? Because then ego come in.
A whole heap of zigzag business going on.
Thank you, Jigsaw.
So you're jigging around.
I sent out a message to the family.
Yes.
To read Gordon.
Yes, you did, and you know I'm actually reading it. You know I'm reading it right now, because I mean, I'm reading it.
Very instructive.
You sent it, and I sensed as you were speaking, I realized that you've, and this is a part of it. When someone writes a piece that wake up your mind on certain things, if most of us, all of us read it, and we're honest people who don't just eat and wipe your mouth, go on like we never see it. If we read it,
which towel?
Leave it alone.
Well, you see, so if we are persons who don't take things seriously, even when we know that they are important things, Gordon has written, and I've
as per usual.
Yeah, and what he says earlier, I was saying to Percival that what scares me with how we do things. Sometimes we run after red herrings. You hear that the constitution of a man that have certain preferences, or he's soft on this or that, and we begin to hammer his appointment from the narrow perspective that we don't like how he thinks.
Right, but the danger with that,
Yes.
We, from what I gather, as Jamaicans, we think in matters like that is only we should know, and you have to be citizen one to be of value.
Well, that's funny. It's
and
funny.
That's too narrow, because we're dealing with the whole wide world.
Yeah, but it's funny that should come up, because across the board we love foreign things. We love foreign experts. We love foreign professionals. We love foreign clothing, foreign food, foreign music. The things Jamaican, we've had to be taught to love things Jamaican. Things made in Jamaica, we think it cheap. We think it lacks style and culture, and we generally devalue ourselves.
Well, because of the mindset, or the heart set.
So it's an argument, but it's an argument of convenience when you want to get rid of a man because you don't like his views on a particular thing, and you start to say him foreign.
No, you want to judge him by what he's able to contribute.
Always we
in that particular area.
Yes, we pray that people will
constitutional law.
Yeah.
So we mustn't deny ourselves of expertise. Even we have to put it on 5:30. We have to climb up steps to go fetch it out.
All right, my brother. But the consultation is a necessity,
Yeah,
and
I
and it will
all
occur.
our family members to read that article.
Okay.
Right?
All right, sir.
All right.
You've posted it.
You don't want to go for the question jigsaw? I mean, you're there. Jigsaw gone. Okay.
We've lost the jigsaw.
Yes.
All right. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, my lady.
How are you, sir?
And good morning. Morning, Pastor.
Good morning, Enlightened. How are you?
I'm good, man. Yeah.
As a faithful listener, would you like to donate one of those energy vouchers to a neighbor by answering one of the questions which we posed? I know you were listening on Thursday.
I'm
You
not
don't
sure if
remember?
I listen to the whole program on Thursday. I listen part, so maybe I...
I'm trying.
All right. Well, all right. I will not press you on it. What did you want to discuss?
All right, yes. This Constitution, it is the main topic of discussion at the moment. Now, I am getting a thing that we are a bit sidetracked by this thing about removing the Governor General, going out away from the monarchy.
The monarchy. Mm-hmm.
Right. But in my opinion, we have moved away from the monarchy from 1962,
So it's finishing. It's finishing the process then.
No, but because the Prime Minister is now the new monarchy now.
Oh, hey. I see. You've been reading Gordon Robinson's writings.
No, I didn't read it, but my thought on this whole thing is that, all right, if we, for argument's sake, we're supposed to discover gold in the Blue Mountain, and the NRA, the National the Environment people, said to the government that it is not a good idea to mine gold in the Blue Mountain because we destroy the whole ecological system up there and digging down the Blue Mountain. It's not a good idea.
Why you have to go so far? Didn't he exercise that power when they were trying to dig down? Is the Junker Mountain the company that wanted to mine?
I know, but I use the Blue Mountain because...
you don't have to use a hypothetical. He overruled NEPA and the regulatory agencies and increased the bond and made it seem as if all that he had done, the 16 conditions which he imposed, would make it impossible for them to be in breach. So
we have a monarch.
Yeah.
Right away. So if we concentrate on just removing the
GG
from the and don't concentrate and don't fix that problem. Where we're giving the whoever is the Prime Minister that enormous power without consultation with the people. Look at the $7 billion that they're trying to spend on build a parliament and the last remaining green space in the corporate area. And despite protests from people, from citizens, they're still going along going with that project. So we have to find a way to get
to deal with the monarch in whatever form that they're accountable to the people.
Yes, and get away from some of those powers that because every set of technical people, technical people to manage the affairs at the court. We can't find out, we can't overrule what the technical people say,
And it's based on data, because they don't just come here and say, it's based on research, it's based on science.
Right.
So even though we have walked away from science in a lot of things.
So, Jigsaw, here I call you Jigsaw, sorry, Enlightened. Of course, you're right. There must be controls on the kind of power that the Prime Minister or any other elected official can wield over or affairs. But this Prime Minister and others before him who you had a cabinet and they say is join up government and so on, you will find yourself, there is no arrangement that will insulate us from either cowardly people being yes men in government and allowing one to just go as he feels. The real issue for us is, can the people reserve in themselves the power, the ability, the capacity to challenge this overreach of power when it happens, so that we can be a real counter force.
Yeah, but the people in itself wouldn't be able to do that. I'm looking at system in place. For argument's sake, we have, you require 2/3 majority in both houses to do things like those, right?
Yeah, but we're not talking about not those things, because remember now, your once your constitution is set, we're not now talking about how to change the constitution, because there will be that, depending on the level of importance you attribute to various things. I'm talking about how we set up our regulatory agencies. For example, a regulatory agency with the right degree of independence can challenge a political decision that overrules its own technical recommendation. Or not recommendation, when it takes a decision. Right now, we set up things where if a license to be granted, the license is granted by the minister on the recommendation of the agency. An independent agency grants the license.
Yeah.
The minister, a political appointee, does not have the power to make those kind of technical, he's not the final word on those technical decisions. Right now, that's how we're set up, where licenses are granted by ministers on the recommendation of. Those are things we need to change, but that's not a matter of constitution. That's a matter of how people in parliament vote on things that come before them, because they must have a right understanding of how power is to be distributed and used.
Yeah, what I'm looking at, the regulatory body.
Yes.
That makes the recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Prime Minister or the Minister have the authority to overrule that regulatory body?
So, follow me again. When you make a recommendation, that's all it is. It can be accepted, it can be modified, it can be rejected. It's only a recommendation. You don't have original power to make a decision.
You notice the difference?
Your decision is to recommend.
You can't do anything beyond.
You can't do it. You can't grant the license. The license is ultimately granted by a political figure.
Yeah,
of which the Prime Minister is chief. So what I'm trying to show you now is that these are the things we need to change. You have your constitution, fine. If your constitution is set to in such a way that right now our constitution says our affairs are handled by ministers that are set up under, ministers have their authority given to them under the constitution. And then in Parliament, different acts are passed that speak to the matters in their portfolio. When it comes to the environment, there's a ministry that handles environmental matters, and it is supported or given advice by various agencies. Those agencies themselves only have a power to recommend. These are the things we need to change.
Yeah, well, that's my thinking too. But because what I want, what you want, there are certain critical areas that of the economy and the country that we should safeguard,
Yes.
and certain powers that it should require a more consensus, just like how they have some entrenched
provisions
in the Constitution
yes.
that cannot be just willy-nilly changed.
Yes.
Right? We want some. It has to be a great consensus amongst the people before certain things can be done.
So what we would be doing,
like mining the cockpit country and all them type of thing there, you have to get a great consensus amongst the people before things like that can be done. That's the way I'm looking at it.
So what happened, under the current architecture, the voice of the people is marginalized to the place of recommendation, because the consultations are done by the regulatory agency. NEPA and others will do the public consultations, and out of that they make a recommendation. But your recommendation is subject to the minister accepting it or rejecting it.
Yeah, I want that to change.
All right. So we have that part, but we come up past.
Oh, we're at the break?
Yes, man. We're at 8:31.
Oh, my brother. Yes.
A few minutes on the other side.
All right, good. Yeah.
Bess100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all, you can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try and call cause trust me.
Waiters, Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
Ah, what a relief.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
Believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Enlighten, we have another call.
Yeah, man.
So you're
yeah, man. And in this consultation, you see, the people must avail themselves to participate, and don't let it become a thing where interest group, just take over the process. Because if there's a things supposed to go on, and it requires people to make a decision, and people stay away from the process. Interest group that have an interest in whatever they will come to be.
Would dominate. It would dominate.
Can dominate the thing.
Yeah. And there are ways to get the common man to participate, because right now we can hardly get a census done. People don't want to even be counted.
Yes.
So we're operating under some unique pressures. But I take your point, my brother. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well,
yes.
Okay.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning. Good morning.
Thanks for holding. Yeah.
I don't.
No, we think we lost the person
yes,
because, but that point, because I think we're doing roadshow now, because people are putting some interesting inputs in the constitutional reform.
Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning, miss.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Yes, I'm wondering. I heard the news that the judge on our what? Sentencing.
This is in relation to which case?
It's the case where the policeman then get free.
Oh, for shooting the schoolgirl who was in this car that was in a firefight with police.
Yes, miss. The judge not going to lose her work.
Oh, no. So judicial error, the judge, depending on the nature of the error and how often you'll find judges who make frequent mistakes won't get promoted. But saying that the judge erred in her ruling is just a sort of a technical way for saying that there were principles of justice or a different way of looking at the facts, which the judge did not apply, and as a result, there was an injustice to the citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, as I said that thing a while ago.
Yes.
My mind just run by Miss Malawu Fort.
Why you mind run on Miss Malawu Fort?
What she do now?
Yeah, she's a lady where cunning body, she cunning, cunning body,
Yes. Well, that's...
and I hear she talk something sometime where she's up on the talk show. She's up on the talk show like
Yes.
And I hear she talk something with her colleagues them, and I hear she have a word where, if you innocent in a court, she can use that word and make you guilty. And if you're guilty, she can use the same word and make you innocent.
Okay.
You don't know that word. You don't know that word.
I don't know which word that is, but I understand the principle. I understand the principle.
Yeah. Well, I said that from in those times.
You realize something.
I know this lady here, and I imagine how much innocent man she's supposed to sentence,
Yeah, but it's so funny. Yeah, but she said that thing and it has stayed with you over the years because she hasn't been on radio for a long time. It has stayed with you over the years, and look at that now. It is influencing how you view what the court has done for these policemen who were recently acquitted.
And when I look into it again, I said, them really need police, so them all look at them police, and them police are shatter, so they need them.
They need them. Well,
it's a whole heap of thing, miss. Because when you say the power where the man say him want the whole away to give up the right.
Yes.
That he can get complete power. The Prime Minister says so,
Oh, when did he say that?
When him said that?
Him say it in summer. You never hear him depend. Him say it not a long time. You talking Him say it not summer in speech.
Oh, is this like during COVID time? When they were really taking all of our rights?
Yeah, I believe before COVID, but him say, and if you listen to him say all of those things.
Are you saying that him say you have to give up some right in order to get something else done? That's what you're talking to, that general line of argument? That we have to be willing to give up someone for some rights so we can get other things done?
I think we've lost him. But
it's interesting.
This is a caller who listens with his inner ear.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why do we have a caller on the line now?
Yeah.
Good morning and welcome. I'm so sorry. Good morning. Yes.
How are you?
Hi,
Good afternoon, no problem. I think though, as a host, I think that when people call,
yes,
I'm not saying to do the job still, but I think when people call and make these kind of broad statements.
Which one now?
Like what he's saying. If you make a broad statement, I think you need to pinpoint what he's saying. You can't be generalizing like that.
Well, the call dropped, so he wasn't able to complete what he was saying.
So we're asking him what he mean by that.
Yeah.
No, I know you were saying that to him, but he's saying a point. But because, no, what I'm saying, even before you hung up the call when by. You were making a statement and you could not substantiate when it was said, how it was said, the word that was used, even the first one about the smaller word.
But you see?
I mean, you have terms, because I remember when the person used to be on the line, a gentleman called him and told him that he make a statement. And Mr. President said the line, and me almost certain that I heard Mr. President make a statement.
Yeah.
Mr. President said and the man gone and him play by the tape.
Mm-hmm.
It was
two different interpretations. What
Right.
the man was saying,
So-
it was not so.
So,
So words spoken sometimes can throw away, unless you know get the context. You will miss.
and that is something of what speakers need to be aware of that, not the listener, you know.
I agree too.
Okay.
And when you're teaching, you need to be dual. You need to give the meaning of whatever you say. And tell them the reason why you say what you say. Because you can't still go out or something negative when it never means negative.
Right.
So I agree with you.
Yeah. So now that you're the speaker, what are you saying?
Okay. No, I'm done today. I'm not right. I'm just here to just say a little piece. But
Say a little piece.
Say a little piece. Man. Everything important.
Last week, week before last, I called you.
Yes.
And I think the man called you after and he was making a point about Jesus Christ is not God. And he made some statements. I don't remember exactly, but the line of argument was like that. And I was lying down on last night. And I said, I need to make a call because I called you, but I don't get to mention it when I call.
Yeah.
In St. John 8, when the scribes and the Pharisees was after Jesus, Jesus Christ says, before Abraham was I.
I am.
No, I am, right. Now, if you go back to
Exodus.
That statement, okay, in Exodus, the I am. Okay, that went down to Egypt. And if you go back to the statement in Paul and in 1 Corinthians 10, when it says that all those people that went through the Red Sea was a type of baptism. And they're making the point about all these things was done that those who come after will not live as they do, and that rock was called out Christ. Now in Joshua 15, Joshua saw this man standing beside him and asked him who he was. And he said, the captain of the Lord hosts. Now, in the Old Testament, we have what we call the theophany, when the angels appear as Jesus Christ. In the New Testament, we call the Christophany. So, Jesus Christ is from the beginning, even though he came through. Like the first time Jesus Christ was in our earth, he was in the bosom of his Father. Why think I believe that with the Holy Spirit, with the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, when we discuss it, I don't think man can able to argue it, or man can able to experience. So how could God come in the child through a woman, born and grow up, fed breast milk, I guess, thoughts like me and you, get big, yes, and then bring back to heaven? It's only God himself can express it to the fullest. No man can really express it. And
okay, so
express it like that.
So you know, I love a deep dive into the Bible, probably more than most people. But and you've called for the benefit of the caller who is disputing your assertion that Jesus is God. You've called with some scriptures that you would give for his consideration. But in the overall, I would cap it by saying, if they look at the book of John, if they are a Bible, maybe they don't read the Bible and they don't care. But you know what is good? That person's opinion changes nothing. God exists whether that person agree with you or not.
Okay.
I'm not saying that he's going to change all
yeah.
of them.
No, we agree with you saying.
One thing you know for sure, Percy and I are in agreement with you. We have another caller on the line. Did you want to comment on anything else before you go?
Okay. There's a discussion this morning that I heard. Okay. The incident with the action that took place in the booth of the over Portmore on Friday. Did you look at that video?
The car accident where the person is doing and then this car just, say, and crashed into. Yes.
Coming from nowhere. We had a signal nowhere.
At the toll booth. Yes, I saw it.
Did you saw it?
Yes, I saw it.
Okay. I'm just saying that, looking at that, I don't know where the person was going because it that great. No brake was in the car. What happened? But
it's called an accident. Not planned, Not immediately explicable by casual observation.
An accident.
Requiring explanation. It's an accident.
All right, Bridget, have another call.
All right, my brother. Thank you. Yes. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I am well, thank you.
Accident.
If I ever hear a voice that sounds like you're stretching and reaching for a cup of coffee, this is the perfect sound of it. How are you?
Well, I'm here to fly, you know.
Yes.
Quite, I call you people know what I did, but if people don't really have a name, I just go and make you just...
It's all right.
Shots.
I was gonna say you're my brother until you prove otherwise. All right, Shots.
Tell me something now.
Yes.
Me hear something come up. There's some new law coming in about the roads and the traffic. There's some fees that I'm hearing about. Some $20,000.
Oh, but you're behind a time, man.
Is this something else that is coming?
The traffic law, or them just doing the public relations to go with it? Because that has been enforced from February, no, sir? 1st of February, yeah.
From February?
Yes, man, with regulations and things, yes. Them just doing the public relations that you know what is there now.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me still, because about, let's say, I think about probably a year and a half now since we up on the road.
Oh, my goodness. Why is that? You have taken a vow of
of not driving?
Immobility.
No, not really. Due to me have some a vehicle in the garage looking after.
Okay.
Like, you know, it has take some time, you know, so probably maybe next week or week after we'll be back on the road.
Oh, well, when you return, sir, there's a new sheriff.
I don't really disagree with what I'm doing, because most of what you see happen on the road now, that comes from most of the young people, you know, young driver them. And because normally, I say, all I had not do some little foolishness at the time, but 3/4 of the young guys them. Because you have some driver on the road out there. I tell you, when them are driving, them are driving without mercy, and especially in the 2 lane, my God Almighty, one way going up.
Okay.
No, that is what happens on the roads is definitely an area in which better regulations and enforcement will make a difference to the citizens' experience and well-being. So you approve of it?
They have no farmer principle when it comes to driving. I'm going to go overtake. I'm going over the left lane.
Okay. Oh, you mean him undertaking, man?
Him don't know if he slope himself away and put on him indicator. Or if he don't have none, he use him hand.
Yeah.
And the indicator, you understand? That's a sign.
Right. But most people, as you rightly said. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So you.
And then them have a style. Them go and overtake you, and them all get close up to your tail. Sometimes if you know my panic, I whatever from me back.
Yeah. So you're planning to be on the road soon. Prepare yourself to
for the new traffic.
Yes. Is there anything else? We have someone else on hold, and right now we're interested in any perspective we get on constitutional reform and those matters, which are
look like my vocal.
Yes, all right.
All right then, Shots.
But we thank you for the call. Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Is it break time yet?
Let's see where
Good
we
morning,
are. Oh
Cruz.
no, you have. Listen, man.
Cruz, come on. What's on your mind,
8:52. You have plenty time before the next break.
Before the next call.
The last word I spoke yesterday. So,
Yes,
Miss Minett, I know proper English, but me not talk it. Me not bother with it. That's after school time. Anyway.
What word is that? Which one is that? No.
Anyway, you remember when the ghost pushed down Malahu fort in the house?
When the ghost pushed her down. I do recall when she fell. Yeah.
Remember I told you that it was Michael Manley that pushed her down.
Oh, and what now? You have proof?
Me just know him.
Me think you bring proof.
7 cents. I have 7 cents, not 5.
Yes, yeah.
You know. Did you saw the news last night about Hanover and the poverty people?
Yes, I saw some of it. What are your thoughts? Thank you for bringing it back to mind. Hello?
Cruz, what to Cruz? What it was last night?
Yes. They had the story. I caught the one with the woman who was living in. Yeah. Good morning and welcome. Yes, we felt you falling away. You're familiar with situations like that near you, even the very one that was there?
It's all over the country, everywhere in this country. But like right now, in the capital of the tourist area, I think better should be done for those people.
Yes, I agree with you that those stories are quite common all around the country. I'm curious though as to this focus on poverty in terms of what is being presented in the news. I'm not unhappy with it because I believe that other Jamaicans and maybe those who are watching from abroad need to see some of the reality of what our own government is trumpeting as a society that is on the rise to prosperity or that has crossed over into the promised land.
You see, the news was saying that the finance minister was saying like poverty is down, but he said he don't think they get it right. They never get anything right.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing they get right is cheap and get away with it.
Cruz.
What? Cruz what?
This is who get it right? What the minister was saying or what the media is saying? Who was accused of not getting it right?
It's like the media person was saying that he don't think they get it right. He was saying like poverty is higher than what he's saying.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
I'm saying the only thing this government gets right is stealing and get away with it.
Lord Cruz. Well, it can't be something there. There's some Cruz.
I heard you call me Lord Cruz.
Cruz. What I'm saying to you, Cruz, it is not all bad. There are some rays somewhere, but my thing is it has to be a general burst of sunshine across all of Jamaica. You can't get these little glimmers because there are some things that are happening, but it looks like when so many bad is happening, even the little light that you see, you don't think is light.
Well, the light, when you see past time, it reach down a Santa yet.
All right. Then.
No.
You know, come up as Percival yet, so some don't see it.
And it's a big point that Cruz making, Mm-hmm. Sometimes things are going on in the city that people think is commonplace and it no reach past Spanish Town. It don't even reach Spanish Town.
For instance,
yes.
Look, in the media is going on with some stuff, like the same news that I'm talking about. That team that won the schoolboy cricket in Kingston.
Yes.
You remember it? I don't remember their name. It's like when West Indies beat up everybody and win. They talk to everybody like they're the greatest batsman. No, States beat the same team. Are you hardly hearing
You're not hearing.
You're not hearing anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You hardly hear them a big up the States player, the coach, and say, "Here, man, States this." You know, when you look at these things,
they're
not fair.
That is true. That
How
is
we ever
true.
change it?
Well, one, social media has made some radical changes, but even persons like ourselves have to give greater equality in the coverage, the attention that we put on various things. It's up to us.
It's unfair and we need to fix this thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, about your town hall meeting, we're going to keep that.
Oh, didn't Percy ask you to find a place down by you?
That we can keep it.
Find a place and
Find
be
a
our,
place
and be
and
our
get-
host.
and
Whatever your garage name, that's the host.
Me now come at your town hall meeting, you know.
No, you just need to host us. You don't need to come.
You just need to
Send the people.
send the people come. All right, Cruz?
It's too radical. Can't never stand up and say some things.
No, man, that's all right. That's all par for the course, Cruz.
Free
All right?
speech.
All right, then.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Greetings and sanitation.
Greetings to you, sir.
Everybody all right?
Yes, we are, George. How are you doing today?
I'm giving thanks. I hope to get some of the rainwater, you know.
Yes, George, we did.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I'm just looked on, I was just reading some stuff in the paper and watching the TV, and I was seeing where it seems that we don't have opposition. Reason why the opposition is divided. Background in St. Anne's here. And if we need to have a good opposition, we want everybody to come together.
Well, you know, George, when I saw that coverage and I wondered to myself, why did it get such prominence in the media? And a caller yesterday said that, oh, it's the usual one or two disgruntled people who manage to get the attention. But what you're saying this morning is what was concerning me, that when small skirmishes that are par for the course get national media attention, it causes in the mind of the onlooker a belief, you now generate a belief that there's a big problem. To hear it from some of the people who say they know, it is no more than one or two disgruntled people who can call the media. But when the media comes nationwide, nationally, people may think that it's a big issue. I don't know if it's a big issue. I do know that you never make a perfect. Somebody always feel like it should be somebody else. And depending on your access to the media, it will look and seem bigger than it really is. And the PNP need to be sensitive to that. The JLP need to be sensitive to that too. The issues that you allow to burst out onto the center stage can become defining points in how perception is built beyond St. Anne, beyond whichever constituency is making a noise. I don't know if it's a big deal, George.
Yeah, but it don't look good. Don't look good.
Yeah,
It don't
and
look good at all.
I don't think we are in an age when people are going to accept representatives being thrust on them. Down in St. Anne, I saw the people complain and taking to the streets over their MP, Marsha, one of
Marsha White.
Smith, I think her name is.
Smith.
Yes, and they behave bitterly. I haven't heard anything recently. I don't know what has transpired.
Recent thing is that them good.
But now you see in St. Anne, it is happening on the other side of the aisle, where persons are saying, don't force anybody on us. We want this one, not that one. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, that is true. You know,
big deal.
some people don't say, boy, this man are going to run down the candidate. People, them have to come together because the people in the power of the country,
Yeah.
The people, and if you won't put other people, you don't hear people say, come down yourself, we not have vote, we're going to change the color.
That perception of disunity is more damaging to the PNP than what is happening in that one constituency.
Yeah, that's
because remember on that side now, the other problem because I get to understand Lisa and she resigned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. People
Hence the need
and the next one they was giving some problem with Dayton Campbell.
But no, he's the general secretary of the party now, so I don't think there's a. Anyway,
yes,
what else you want to say, my brother? You have addressed the possibility of.
I'm just saying, I'm seeing that, and I'm just people them must just understand themselves. that if we get a good opposition, then the government will empower them and train up themselves.
Yeah.
All right.
So strengthen the opposition if you want to change the government. You're saying strengthen the opposition if you want to change the government. We're going to take the break, George. It's 2 minutes past 9. And we should have taken it at 9 o'clock. Thank you, my brother.
Okay. All
Bye.
right.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM-100 on your dial. Keep listening. Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is your radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Bess100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Morning, boss lady. Which bank branch you go this morning?
Good morning, Mr. Noah. Please take me to the New Kingston branch.
Okay, boss lady. Boy, you answer my boss wife a foreign file fee, me no. I mean, I know what I'm going to do.
Sorry to hear, but haven't you heard of the Diamond Partner Network that is working with taxi drivers who can organize themselves in group of 5 like Partner?
No, tell me about it now. How it work?
It's just like Partner, but you also borrow and repay as you continue to save. If each driver can save $5,000 each week for 52 weeks, then throughout the year, each driver will get about 7 loans totaling $1.3 million, which is enough to buy a car. And at the end of the year, each driver will get back their $260,000 in saving plus $31,000 in interest.
But that sound good?
Yes, so call or WhatsApp them on 876-560-5928 to get more information.
No thanks. We'll call them right now. See you tomorrow.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Bess100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi start?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try and call it, cause trust me.
Waiters, Autos, Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
Ah, what a relief.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome back.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Pastor.
Morning, Russ. How you doing?
Yeah, good morning to people in the diaspora who are listening. Yeah. Pastor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to understand Mark Golden.
You're trying to understand Mark Golden? Why you say that?
Yeah. Mark Golden still don't understand, sir. People don't want no samurai president.
What kind of president?
Samurai president.
Oh, ceremonial.
Ceremonial government.
Yes, I got you.
What is he thinking? What is he thinking?
So, but Mark Golding, I mean, any opinion that he expressed would only be that is.
Yeah, that's where my thing.
Tell me what your but Mark doesn't have the deciding voice.
Come rule on the same. Well, no, but him can at least him can reject. Him have the veto. Him can veto.
You mean?
And him have the power to reject.
You mean as prime minister?
No, as opposition, man, a prime minister.
So no, I guess I'm trying to understand where you're coming at things from, because at the moment opinions are being expressed and at some stage a vote is to take place and consultation will ensue.
Even at the meeting where him keep
yes.
Don't nothing that what me hear him talk about it.
But
understand?
Okay, well, of course, we couldn't explain his opinion.
Well, no, but me can explain it. I may understand it.
Oh, good. So why is he saying that then?
See,
explain it.
Why would I want this thing to keep continuing? Because I continue. Nothing now going to change. If you leave a power where a man can choose, a man choose the Chief Justice, I'm going to choose the commissioner. I'm going to choose plus in Parliament how much people want to work in. We don't have a problem with like a president or a prime minister choose who want to work in a Parliament. But when it comes on to my justice, right?
All right.
And when it comes on to...
Okay, so I hear you...
When it comes on to my security like commissioner and all them things there.
Okay. All right, so what you're saying is... Russ, I think Enlighten is saying the same thing and I think my co-host was explaining it, that in terms of the new constitution, that's what you're advocating is that there are some things that should be the people who have a major say in who becomes commissioner of police, who become chief justice, and not the prime minister or the president. Is that what you're saying, advocating for?
Yeah, no, a prosecutor and all them things there. No, the people them who not in other rank there to deal with that, who them want to work, to leave it independent. Like I call commissioner now, the big police them and the police them man to choose commissioner man and all them things there. Like and Chief Justice, you for running on the judge farm and mat and all that. You can't have a man that say my prime minister and him choose them friends to be commissioner. In choosing that, and it can't work. That can't continue. Because when anything happen, or something happen towards him, you think a man will say, boy, I hear me. See them like what go on right now in this country. You understand? So you have a clique of people. Look how SSL thing I go. SSL thing come back now to let a cast.
Since the cost we know.
Raspal,
Yes,
it was always going to cost us.
I'm on with my company, right? And then now the company get itself in trouble and a problem. And him still have share in the company. And then the judge a harder say, right? We know to pay him liar bill. Which it shouldn't even live from time. Him should have a problem. Police should have question him and all them thing and that's a film company. You understand? And these things keep on going through what? Some set of people are just some clique of people around Jamaica. And I mash up Jamaica. You understand? And I mash up Jamaica and it's may I tell you, say, no,
that sounds like it grieving you. Yeah? But listen, I just want to say something to you about this injunction and cross-carry. An injunction is a special kind of relief that a court gives in certain circumstances. One of the main circumstances that can prevent you from getting an injunction is where any loss that the person suffers, the one who wants the injunction, if that loss can be satisfied in money, you will not get an injunction. You should not get an injunction. Everything with SSL is about money. The loss of money, the thievery of money, mismanagement of money, except insofar as persons might be, citizens like us might be saying, the regulator failed in duties. Those duties cause people to lose money, but to you and me who have an interest in seeing the regulator operate properly, we don't have a money loss that we can complain about. Injunctions are granted in relation to matters which, if the court don't say stop this or do that, irreparable harm would be done to a litigant. So this lifting of the injunction, the truth of the matter is, were it not for the highly sensationalized matters concerning SSL, one wouldn't even go for an injunction because it's not really tailor-made for an injunction unless there is money in a man's hand that you want to stop. So you take an injunction and you stop the bank from sending it out, or you stop him from moving it. The injunction that's been lifted against Mr. Crosscurry does not stop the rest of the civil suit against him for any alleged misbehavior as a director to go forward. So don't see the lifting of the injunction as meaning that the system is being manipulated or that it's not fair.
Go ahead. I'm saying that.
Yes.
I'm saying that if the government, if they never step in and put the injunction, right? It would have liquor with the company, right?
No, but the facts don't support that. The facts don't support that, Raspal. We gotta be fair and truthful in how we address these things, or else people will use simple arguments and cut out the good process that we have embarked on. At the time that the injunction was being made against Mr. Crosscurry, he was not a director. He had already resigned. He no longer had access to bank accounts. The things, whatever had happened, had already happened.
Yeah, but based on what they are saying now, right? Now you have a company and you work my company from 2006, right? And the company are ups and down, and you are experiencing, you don't know what are going on in the company. And then you have to, have nothing to do with the company, and you have shares in the company.
So you might have work for the police to do, but not for the court with an injunction. So we have to.
That's what I'm saying. That's the main thing too.
Yeah,
and I know that man don't be in question and calling and question.
Well, let the police do their work. I think he was questioned.
How long the police come out of them work? It's like Patrick Bailey at 6 years now.
All right, Raspal, you're jumping horses so rapidly. I'm barely keeping sight of you.
No, that's what I'm telling you. Is what is going on in this country.
All right, my brother.
Keep on continue.
All right.
All right.
We'll take another call.
Okay then. Thanks.
Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning, and welcome.
Yeah, I just want to make a little clarification for Raspal said. What the opposition leader is saying, that to select the president, it must be done on a 2/3 majority of the the two-thirds majority of both houses of parliament. It didn't say that. It didn't say in what I heard him. I didn't hear him say that what type of president they want, whether it's a ceremonial or but what he said is the selection, because it is being proposed now that is the prime minister is going to select the president. So his argument is that the prime minister is not the prime minister must not be allowed to select the president. It must be done in a two-thirds majority of both houses.
Okay, but the question as to what kind of president is it, an executive president,
right,
or a ceremonial president, which is a totally different picture. That's what you said.
I don't hear him say whether it's an executive or a
ceremonial president.
Or ceremonial president. I listened to his speech and I didn't hear him say that this was the type of president. He was only talking about how the selection process, how it should be done.
All right. So let me ask you a question in regards to that, though. Do you think shouldn't be the first determination be whether what kind of president we would have, and then you determine how you select the president?
No.
All right. Okay. I just put it out there. I'm just asking.
So what we must quarrel with them about is that they put in the cat before the horse.
Right. So that's my question, because how you select the president, I think, comes after you determine what kind of president it is, whether it is an executive president or a ceremonial president.
You see, sometimes we get sometimes we have a good thing and we
we throw it out.
We throw it out, yeah.
We throw it away because we arguing on points that is not we're not certain about what we're arguing about.
All right. So I'm glad for that clarification. All right, Enlighten. Thanks.
Yeah, man.
Good morning, caller. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, morning, Pastor. Morning, Miss Minett.
Morning,
Fortis. How you doing?
What's up? Morning, Jamaica. Morning, world. Let me say morning to the Reverend Mark Stewart in a good way. As I can tell you, the man took on a project. It came on TV. Why I want to talk about it, I'm a part of it too.
Okay.
Why I go and talk about it is because it came on TV last night.
Yes.
So I can't talk about it.
Oh, so you can tell me then, why was it on TV?
It's a ray of hope.
Oh, it's a ray of hope. Okay, what he's doing?
It's a ray of hope.
Where it is exactly?
These people were sent home and
deported from the UK.
Yeah, and man, you want to see her, man. Tears come to your eye the way we're living. So, God is good.
All right.
I won't go any further. I don't want to go too deep in them business and things.
Yes.
But if it did come an array of hope, I wouldn't have mentioned it. Okay. But with a call, always a call. With the Fortis, them, with this and all those high school people. Let me tell you don't have to come and ready to come talk what you do.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
You know. And people not to know. But why I talk about it is because it came on a ray of hope last night.
All right.
And that's why I start eliminating some of the people who I speak to.
Okay.
Because
I thought what they did was beautiful, and my only question was, why is it on media?
A ray of hope, man.
Still media.
You have the media that go around and find out about these things.
Yes, but Mark Stewart was there, so it's not like they were hunting for good deeds and they stumbled on it.
Man,
the man was there talking to the journalist, so it was by arrangement.
No, somebody from a Ray of Hope was also there, and they were a part of it too. So.
Yeah. That was my only question. I think nothing of my concern takes away from the great benefit and blessing that was being. It was good to see people helping.
Good to see people helping people.
Yeah. All you're doing, you do good, and so it's not like so why so a man I said when him come. No, I speak about it because it came on a Ray of Hope, and I'm just telling that we're doing things behind the scene. We don't have to come up front, come say, Lord, we pull on the sky and we see it blue.
Well, like I said,
we have to do that.
But Fortis, I want to say to you though, what this is Pastor speaking. I think we should be doing significantly more stuff in terms of good things that the news become flooded with pure good things and bad things. So that's
Yes,
what.
sir.
Yeah, me agree. So we agreed upon that. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I remember when your friend in the man who do the lion art, he was talking about the
George.
of the cloud. I saw it when Michael did do it. Michael do it wrong because technology was increased them time there, and the place is flood out. But now
So the technology better now.
Technology better now.
Yeah, man, then you know, see it, from me see the plane them up in the sky, me see them a mark. And them go in the cloud and come up. Me say, yeah, man, something's up. Cause you could see the marking, you know, sometimes when people see a plane go way up in the sky and see the marking, and them say England that I go. So yeah, a lot of that was going on. So him not far off. Him know what I'm talking about.
All right.
You know, so we just say morning time. And, may everybody have a blessed day.
Yes.
Remember, the word is love.
Yes.
God is good.
Yes.
All the time. And all the time.
God is good.
Yes, sir.
And we walk in goodness every day because our Father is a good God. All right, Fortis, blessings.
Blessings. Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning, caller. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Cruz.
I don't like to criticize people, but
don't do
when I
it.
hear
Cruz, don't do it. Just talk your thing. No bother criticize anybody. Just speak where you speak. You don't have to take on anybody else.
No, all right.
Yes, let's go.
That lady I saw on TV with the accent, that British accent.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was a nurse in England and she got deported. What happened that she had to come home and live like that?
What are you thinking?
What are you thinking?
What are you
could have
thinking?
caused that?
They just pick her up. Didn't she have any money saved? Didn't she send home any money? Didn't she used to come back here?
And suppose she
What
didn't.
happened?
Suppose she didn't. Suppose she didn't.
I'm just asking.
We don't know what happened, and it was not that detail didn't come out as a part of what they're doing.
I am thinking.
She don't deserve help,
people,
or what you thinking?
There are people in Jamaica living the same as her and worse.
Yes.
All over the country. That's why I talk about the poverty this morning.
Right.
All right. So, the only way that we can break the back of poverty in this country, move it from saying the government must do, move it to we must do as a people. You see
be a
somebody,
good neighbor.
Be a good neighbor, and it will break it.
All I'm asking, I would like someone to let me know
what
why
happened to
she
her?
was deported and come home to live like that after being a nurse.
But
how can England be so evil? Or it was her fault?
But you know, Cruz.
Because when I saw it last night, I was saying, how can you be a nurse in England and they deport you and you come live like this? What kind of country is that?
Aye, Cruz.
One thing we know, she didn't choose to live like that.
Yeah. How you can be a nurse in England and they deport you? What went wrong?
All right. You're curious about that. I am not.
All right.
All right.
But promise me something, Cruz, that you're going to do good, all right?
Cruz gone. He does good anyway. Good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning again.
Hey, Percival. Good morning.
Yeah. 2 more hours ago. Executive President, our people, where the people choose, vote final.
Right. So what I was saying is that.
Well, first, let's clarify the understanding of what Mark Golding's opinion on the matter is. Portmore was saying he did not hear what you thought you heard.
Mm-hmm.
He said in Mark's speech did not identify any particular form of president.
Yeah, man, I heard clearly, man.
Okay, well then.
From first, if you know about president and know about constitution, you're supposed to know that. Somewhere a president choose by parliament or chosen by the MP them. You understand? With the governor general. So it must be somewhere a president Mark will not talk about. Executive president chosen by the people vote. The people vote. Executive president. So somewhere the president I go work just like the governor general, like how it's them choose the governor general.
Yes, we know the difference. But one listener, I did not listen to Mark Golding's speech. And the two of you are saying two different things, but it matters not. Why have you called back? Yeah, what did you call back to say?
So I'm saying, no, I'm just calling back to tell Portmore that I definitely know what Mark Golden is saying.
Okay.
All right.
You know, and I understand.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to tell Mark Golden now, say, this is not about PMP and GLP constitution where we are talking about now. We want a constitution from the people, for the people, for the whole Jamaica people in the diaspora and Jamaica. You understand? What's best for Jamaica. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And the best thing what's going to happen to Jamaica is that we're going to have a president where the people vote for, and a president where we can impeach, because we are bringing the impeachment law to, you know. And a president where we are going to employ a prime minister. But if a prime minister not work good, we can call on the president and the president fire him.
All right,
sir. All right, Raspal, we have another caller and you're saying the same things that you said earlier. So
bless up.
No, Boris. Oh, we lost.
Good. Welcome, caller. Yeah.
No, we lost that call. So on the chat, someone did ask me a question, which I tried to answer as we were talking about with Raspal. Lifting of the injunction against Mr. Croskery. What does it mean for the civil suit that is underway?
Hello,
good morning and welcome.
Yes, I was listening to the gentleman talking about the report last night.
Yes, go ahead.
And you were saying, why is it in the media?
Yes.
Yeah, but when Prime Minister does something in the media,
and he said
when him give out the house, then we can in the media. And if it not sure.
But we understand why he does that. He is seeking to garner political approval and so on.
People are saying what the churches are doing.
Okay, all right.
That's what people are saying. So they must see what the church is doing.
No, people must feel what the church is doing.
They must see.
They must feel it.
Let me tell you something.
It must make a difference in the fabric of society. And
yes,
so
that's how we brought about change. This is the first time you're calling, is that correct?
It's not the first.
No, man, I read our voice.
Okay.
It's not the first Mark said something.
No, we're not negating that, you know, because people don't recognize that if you take.
I don't see why this must be a topic. If something come on the rear, I don't see why people criticize so much. I don't see why this should ever even be a topic.
What is the topic? What is the topic? What are you?
Why is it unreal?
That's not a topic.
It wasn't a topic. Somebody just mentioned it and it says okay.
But it must be because, listen, let me tell you how Jamaican people say. So when they want somebody else,
they
jump in.
Okay.
People want to see proof.
All right.
So how would they jump into that particular situation?
But it wasn't here alone who did it, because the lady.
Yes, but it was on TV. It was on TV.
This particular lady, you see?
Yes.
She's always on the radio. She called the khaki suit man. She called Mark Stewart.
Yes.
She's always on the radio. She's always on the radio.
All right. So, and we're not.
Somebody just see.
Okay. So we're not negating.
Somebody just see it now.
Yeah.
They are late.
All right.
Because I know about this very long time.
All right.
All right. I want to understand if what you're saying to me this morning now is that the church should advertise its good works because politicians do.
Of course.
Okay.
All right. I
don't see a problem with it.
All right.
Everybody else say the church now. They don't know the church or do something.
Okay. Well.
So you're a member of the church or you're a politician? Which side are you? Both?
With a politician. I attend Mark's church sometimes.
Okay.
I'm coming now.
All right, no problem.
Okay.
That don't have anything to do with it, because I know that the man, there's another person that in else with a foot.
Okay.
Years ago, and nobody never come from it.
All right. Okay.
Never talk about it.
Okay.
The reason I ask if you were a politician or church is because my understanding of church procedure and ideal is to be scriptural in the basis for doing things. And there are some scriptures that speak to how you publicize or not your help and your giving of assistance to those in need. That's why I asked. But I think you said...
A lot of Christian do things that nobody knows.
Wonderful.
A lot of whole heap of people do something.
All right.
I remember when church and the rock, me live at Kingston, and them man, they used to cook on the people
and they're still continuing to do it, actually.
And the people who are blessed by it give their testimony, and they know that it is through the goodness of God that they are helped. But when you bring in the medias and the media house and the cameras, it gives a different impression of what you're doing. But your view is yours.
But I don't see that.
That's all right.
That's okay.
Thank you for calling and sharing your view.
All right. Thank you
and
for calling.
Keep up the good work
that you're doing. All right. Blessings to you.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Morning, boss lady. Which bank branch you go this morning?
Good morning, Mr. Noah. Please take me to the New Kingston branch.
Okay, boss lady. Boy, you answer my boss wife a foreign file fee, me now. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Sorry to hear, but haven't you heard of the Diamond Partner Network that is working with taxi drivers who can organize themselves in group of 5 like Partner?
No, tell me about it now. How it work?
It's just like Partner, but you also borrow and repay as you continue to save. If each driver can save $5,000 each week for 52 weeks, then throughout the year, each driver will get about 7 loans totaling $1.3 million, which is enough to buy a car. And at the end of the year, each driver will get back their $260,000 in saving plus $31,000 in interest.
But that sound good?
Yes, so call or WhatsApp them on 876-560-5928 to get more information.
Enough thanks. We'll call them right now. See you tomorrow. Bless. Bess100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi start?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. You hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call cause trust me.
Waiters, Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
Ah, what a relief.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome back. Good morning.
As we turn for
Big
home.
Truck sent me a note. He said, Minett, the church ain't doing anything. He has sent me many notes. I just choose to read that one.
No, Big Truck,
And if he's watching me now, you can see when I read some of them because I actually smile.
Big Truck don't know what I'm talking about. And you talk about the church not doing, I know for a fact. And if you go to places.
Are you going to advertise?
No, I'm not advertising. I'm just telling people that they said the church not doing anything. And I'm saying to them, you take the church out of a lot of things in terms of social welfare and things they're doing. We're not even more serious.
Drop even further to the bottom.
Yes.
But the church should not feel sensitive that it is criticized. If it's not being criticized, then it means that it and the devil are in partnership.
Yeah. So
the enemy only criticizes you if you're having impact.
My thing is that we need to be doing more. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Thank you for calling.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, beautiful lady.
Ah, lady love.
Hi, how are you?
I'm giving God the glory.
And loving everybody
to all
around
Jamaica. Morning.
Good morning.
Minister Percy.
Yes, you're loving everybody around about you, right?
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yes.
Are you doing the same?
Oh, my dear sister, every day.
Okay. Mr. Percy.
Yes, miss.
See, when you tell me certain things.
Yes.
And tell me it's going to be done and it's not done.
Yes.
Oh,
you put me in fire now, you know that.
Please don't chastise him on air.
I'm not putting in no fire.
I'm not chastising him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only telling him.
All right. So we need to connect. That's what you're telling us. All right, my dear.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I spent about 3 hours in traffic because of the most vulgar, slack thing that we have taken up in this country.
What are you talking about?
Not disorganized carnival. I mean, I don't understand why in heaven's earth such a thing start happening here.
Well,
and causing people not to be able to go where they're supposed to be going.
It looked highly organized to me. It looked highly organized to me.
Organized to stop traffic from moving from. You go from halfway tree to Papine, you cannot go there. You go halfway tree road to go, you can't go. You go New Kingston, and you tell me that is organized?
The carnival was organized. The movements of people around the city might not have been because
organized.
there are public notices put out when they're gonna close one road or another for public events.
Did you know
and
that?
it is for us to plan our activities and avoid the highly congested areas during those few hours. And I didn't go to Carnival. I'm not a supporter of Carnival. And I actually had an event in New Kingston that same morning. But I had taken note of the changes to the road and where they were setting up. And I entered New Kingston on time and I left New Kingston on time.
Well, in the afternoon I traveled.
Yeah, so you never know that Carnival was going on. So you could plan your activities accordingly.
Miss,
yes.
I expect the main roads to be clear.
At all times, regardless of what's happening in the city.
Yes.
Oh, well then. in that
I
case.
Because I cannot understand. You can't go pop in from Halfway Tree Road up Hope Road. They cannot move. Go there. You go into New Kingston, you cannot move. You go Halfway Tree Road now to go there, you cannot move. What kind of thing that?
It was temporary. Because if you had tried it the day before or the day after, my producer is giving me probably a year, Lady Love. He's saying it was no movement.
The movement day, we were under
yes, but those things happen, and what you're causing me to think about now is how well do they post the information and how available is the information on what is happening on the public thoroughfare when they give permission for parts of the roads to be closed. They closed it for the Sagicor race, and that was for an even longer duration of time, I think. There are events which require certain roads to be closed from time to time, and it's presumed that citizens who have movements in the areas take note. I tell you, we are going to have to step up our game in terms of how we do those public announcements of these things.
It was awful.
Because,
I'm telling you.
yes, I can tell that you're grieved
my first encounter with Carnival was in Antigua in 1984, and I'm telling you, they were more organized. And that's the first time I see Carnival, but I did not like Carnival.
I was going to say, it sounds like you were a guest.
Yes, you was.
And
you're
were you a guest?
Jumping Carnival. Tell us, never tell us.
Let me tell you, your perspective as a guest is very different from that of an inconvenienced road user.
Yes, that's true.
I think I've done Antigua Carnival myself. Oh, at least I made you laugh.
I tell you, this is something else.
Yeah.
However, may I say that I agree with you in this publication of what the church is doing for the world to see.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I understand that the fraternal is going to give a gift and they want TV and read. I don't understand what is happening.
The scripture specifically warns against that. Specifically. So those who do it, do it knowing that it is not permitted. They know.
We just going by their rules, and we should set the rules.
Yeah.
Because,
and behaving as if we're in competition with the world. We're not in competition with the world.
The church don't know the church, and the church needs to be known.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
When I see certain things, I'm saying, oh my, what a disaster the world has become.
We need to go back to basics, Lady Love. That's what it is. My thing is that every single one of us who say we name the name of Christ, there's certain behavior and way of thinking that is expected of us, which is the way of the kingdom. And if in your family, in your community, at school, at the workplace, you name the name of Christ, you behave a certain way, the impact is even greater. And that's what you bring about real change. Because people don't recognize. Let me tell you, the statistics have told us that in terms of evangelism, most people become Christians by the one-on-one versus the big crusades that you see. That is what research has said. So if we as believers can begin to impact the person who's closest to us in terms of loving them, doing the best that we can, greater impact enough to tell the world of the works that they're doing.
Exactly.
And so you feel the church, which is what I was saying to the caller. You should feel it, not just see it on TV and imagine that there's plenty of that going on.
No.
I want to feel the manifestation of God's goodness through His children.
Once you start feeling it, the life has changed in many people.
Yes,
That's
the life
has changed.
That's the revolution that we want, a revolution of pure love, as you are Lady Love.
Absolutely. I was going to mention her and just the energy she brings. It don't matter what you say. When you speak, I know this is a woman whose heart is moving with the love of God. So everything you say is all right with me. Even when you expect to find the roads clear all the time. Even when that's your expectation. I just love
you
it
had
for
a sick to go to university, hospital, or go to public, you couldn't go.
No, you would have to.
You could have dead by the time you reach.
No, you'd have to get police escort.
To go through, yeah.
If you had to go through, you'd have to get police escort, which I think I heard a lady said they had to get that because they got lost just driving around everywhere they go. It is a barricade until a police opened the barricade and assisted them.
Yeah.
Then we go back to university with that and take it off of the road. That's my whole thing.
Yeah. Ring Road. Keep it on Ring Road.
It's big business.
You say, Lady Love, no more carnival. All right, my dear. Thank you so much for wrapping up the show with us this morning because I think yours is the last call and I love it that way.
Okay, all the best.
All the best.
Stay nice and sweet.
You too.
Pastor, I'm going to hold a tour.
Holding tour. She won't tie a red string around in tour so he remembers something that he has promised her. Yes, yeah. No, I've made it public. All right, Lady Love.
Boy.
Have a blessed day.
I just love you. Love Jamaica. Jamaica, let's spread the love. Spread the love.
All right, then, Lady Love.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. That's it, Mr. Engineer. Oh, thank you. Wow, a lot of chatter on the line, you know. Big Truck he's relaxed and free this morning, so he's writing. Apparently, he's not on the road driving. Earl Brown says, to break poverty in Jamaica, they must stop beg. There's some wisdom in that.
Mm-hmm.
There is some wisdom in that. Yeah, you kind of lose your dignity and give up your sense of purpose and independence and ability to forge for yourself when you constantly have your hand outstretched. And he's not to your Father in heaven, whom you don't need to beg because he has made provision. You just need to go unlock it and go on with that. Let's see. Big Truck, you're still carrying that PNP flag, aren't you? Won't even bother to read that one. Taki is giving some love to Akif Nugent, the youngster who has gone public and with his
everybody
his efforts
to get
and
a
so
piece
on.
of the popularity.
And everybody
you see, because he says he's in an inner city area and them saying afraid, them say, no man, God go with me.
Yeah, walk with God.
Walk with God.
May it be so for all of us as we set forth into the day. Thank you, Pastor Percival, those in the studio here. Engineer, Mr. Producer already stand up with him bag on his shoulder, almost. We're taking our leave. Tomorrow we go into prayer. Yes. And I think the work we've been doing today has set a very nice foundation for us to really intercede on behalf of the nation. Percy, thank you for the prayers on air and off.
Oh, my
you and the missus always lifting me up because you know that I have many rivers to cross.
We speak
and
to
I don't
earth.
swim.
Bring forth.
Bring forth. All right, have a great day, everyone. Bless up.
Seem to hear even
suspense.
Bess100 FM, broadcasting live in all 14 parishes. Hanover 100.5, 100.9. St. James 100.9. Trelawney 100.3, 100.9. St. Anne 100.3, 100.5. St. Mary 100.5. Westmoreland 100.1, 100.5. St. Elizabeth 100.1, 100.5. Manchester 100.1, 100.5. Clarendon 100.1, 100.5, 100.9. St. Catherine 100.5, 100.9. St. Andrew 100.5, 100.9. St. Thomas 100.5 and 100.9. Bess FM, giving you the better vibe. Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East
This is more than just a ride. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Morning, boss lady. Which bank branch you go this morning?
Good morning, Mr. Noah. Please take me to the New Kingston branch.
Okay, boss lady. Why you answer my boss wife a foreign file fee, me no? I mean, I know what I'm gonna do.
Sorry to hear, but haven't you heard of the Diamond Partner Network that is working with taxi drivers who can organize themselves in group of 5 like Partner?
No, tell me about it now. How it work?
It's just like Partner, but you also borrow and repay as you continue to save. If each driver can save $5,000 each week for 52 weeks, then throughout the year, each driver will get about 7 loans totaling $1.3 million, which is enough to buy a car. And at the end of the year, each driver will get plus $31,000 in interest.
But that sound good?
Yes, so call or WhatsApp them on 876-560-5928 to get more information.
No thanks. We'll call them right now. See you tomorrow. Bless. Bess100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose your problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. You hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try and call it, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
Ah, what a relief.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best FM.
You mend the broken heart. You're the answer to it